How would it feel? To go around the world, to travel the world in a moment of time. In this moment of time. Mental tenacity, the ability to lock down ideas as clock rounds, penetrate them and knock down. Diligent thought and meditation is the framework. Lines gave birth to truth to make the brain work. Born in this era where the prodigals commonplace, think deeper than nautical, chronicle time and space. Relentless attack these demons, they wanna get me. Catch me slipping, see if they can pull the trigger and hit me. Bob and move swiftly, I move like big body Bentleys. These women tempt me to slap them silly, but still I gently simply maneuver through the spirit of discipline. From here to Michigan, I twist a man, his tenants again. Got me most hated from the Golden Gate to the Great Lakes. The world rotates, we selling fates. We heavy waiters, we don't cater, we the educators. We send for profit to save it, next come angelic slayers. So get your mind right, stop living for limelight. The time's right to find light, to find Christ. Let it be known that I zone with the destined. Chosen few blessed men that's battle tested. I was born with a mug on my grill, ready to peel and to mash motherfuckers for real. It's in my blood, I was born and was built for this here. Ready to unload 400 years of living vile and untold misery. So I'ma take it out in devil's blood. Shit is out on the table, ain't nothing under the rug. I live forever in a moment in time. I live forever in a moment in time. Words made up my pen from a wound so deep. Curiously, I perceive why the world stays asleep. Too many lies, why the Poe died. Never knowing why the Lord left us here only to die. So Father, forgive me, I live my life in a willful state. Enemy of the state. It's big business to great, but never great. In the eyes of the Lord, I live a troubled life. Full of the anger and wrath that come with living trife. My insights bring sight to the blind. Understood by all my kind, my partners in crime. My grimy, slimy crimies hold me down and beside me. Cause we the giants with the signs they define and I read. And they get to tripping and we laying them sideways off the axis. Slugs turning them backwards. Picture my max and I'm chilling, relaxing, verbally blasting anybody that's asking. I was born with a mug on my grill, ready to peel and to mash motherfuckers for real. It's in my blood, I was born and was built for this here. Ready to unload 400 years of living vile and untold misery. So I'ma take it out in devil's blood. Shit is out on the table, ain't nothing under the rug. I live forever in a moment in time. I live forever in a moment in time. The irony of fear is that it manifests the object of its focus. We overcome fear by seeing through it. Can't see through fear with our eyes closed. We need mental tenacity, the ability to lock down and focus. True grit is tested in the fiery weather of trials and temptations. Focus and discipline are synonymous. But heart is getting knocked down, buffeted, scarred, and lacerated, and coming back for more. It takes grit, relentless grit and backbone. So to have true grit, one must have a sound foundation, anchored in fear, flanked by belief and fortified by experience. To know He is. I pray for this courage. So in the moment, I know. To in the moment, no. Not to rely on the worldly wisdom to reason myself in or out of hell. What do I know? Shit. Really nothing. But doubt is the doctrine of unbelief. Faith is a much more superior religion. And God always reveals Himself. But man always questions his reality. Why should I question that He is? When I was born, and I was built for this.
Yeah, it's IQAhmath, IQAhmath first name. We're gonna get into this covenant, man, the blood covenant, contractual agreement the Israelites made with the Most High. Exodus 24, 3-8. Check it out yourself. See your end of the bargain with the Most High. Yo. The Most High God showed us love, we showed it back in blood. He set us above all nations. Without hesitation, we took the occupation, not knowing what we was facing, a life and death situation. Feel the joy and elation, through faith and patience. Wield my shield against Satan, embrace the real bro. I get a taste of the steel toe. Nighty night on the pillow. Amalekites are as fake as dildos. And honey's checking out my billfold. But I'm broken, busted, especially when I start to discuss it. The way my people trusting in oppression is straight disgusting. Plant seeds and watch them take root. Get these shoulders popping in the city like it's Beirut. Now get down and grab a share plow. Get to working. Government's telling lies and straight jerking. Church ain't working. Money's hurting and Satan's lurking. And what's the answer? These niggas acting like babies need to change their pampers. Stop the dirty laundry, close the hamper. Open the word and get fed. I'm dead to the world. Bring the truth to light and let's get these sheep and herds. Let's get these sheep, y'all. Come on. We live in a world of lies, corrupt cops and government. Only problem is you loving it. Enter the zone where the loss is prevalent. And don't be hesitant. Recognize the contract, the blood covenant. We live in a world of lies, corrupt cops and government. Only problem is you loving it. Enter the zone where the loss is prevalent. And don't be hesitant. Recognize the contract, the blood covenant. I'm back with a vengeance. Take your spleen and appendix and leave the rest for forensics. The work is splendid. My double-edged blade is my apprentice. And don't get split. Keep it holy with the military etiquette. In a land of confusion, we go through persecution, looking for restitution, popping shots at each other and needle shooting. And we think the solution is looting. Religion equals mind pollution. Rolling us off, flossing and cruising on the Sabbath to get you a bruising. And don't get hurt. Stop below out the curve at Lamert and listen to us. The covenant, 24th chapter Exodus. Ash to the ashes and dust to dust. In the realm where the heathen get crushed. From the new to the old veterans. And who you claim that you better than? There's no touching the kid. Let's scrap the Teflon lettering. It's the covenant. Let's go. We live in a world of lies, corrupt cops and government. Only problem is you loving it. Enter the zone where the loss is prevalent. And don't be hesitant. Recognize the contract, the blood covenant. We live in a world of lies, corrupt cops and government. Only problem is you loving it. Enter the zone where the loss is prevalent. And don't be hesitant. Recognize the contract, the blood covenant.
All right, Shabbat Shalom, Salaki, y'all. Let me turn this light on a little bit. All right, here we go. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High, white outside. This is your brother IQAhmath, IQ, first name. IQ is all the same. Busy week, day, evening. And y'all know the activity is heavy right now in the spirit. And we're seeing it playing throughout the earth right now. I guess I'm batting cleanup. In the world of baseball, the cleanup hitter is the one who's supposed to bring everybody home. I know a lot of people have already, been going wild with the Israel bombing, Iran, the protests, the whole nine, But you know me, I like to collect. I like to analyze. I like to make sure that everything I bring forth is as factual as possible, and bringing some spiritual insight, some scriptural insight to good Lord. How about now? Nobody was gonna let me know that I was muted, huh? Could y'all hear me before? Maybe I could have sworn that my mic was muted. Salute and shalom to everybody that's in the house, and everybody that is done with right here. Jay, just acknowledge that the feet has been wiped. All praises. All right. I don't know what the 8 is, Ashar. Let me know what the 8 means. That's a typo. But as I was saying, busy week. Y'all can see, what's been happening in the spirit. You've seen what's happening literally, physically out there in the streets right now. Like I was saying before, I was reminded that I was muted. I guess I'm batting cleanup. In the world of baseball, man, whoever bats cleanup brings it home. Their job is to bring everybody home, right? And there's been a lot of content, a lot of brothers been out there, as they should be, getting that information out there regarding the prophecies, judgments, everything that's going on. I like to analyze, take my time a little bit. I used to, jump the gun and jump out there and, try to be the first up the plate to get the information out. But it doesn't matter, because as long as the information is flowing and it's going to various audiences and whatnot, and everybody's getting their chance to hear the analysis of, brothers in the truth and speaking the word of the Lord, all praise, right? You see multiple analysts out there doing their thing, and now it's my turn. Man. And, so you already know there's plenty to discuss. And I'm trying not to be too repetitive regarding stuff that y'all already know, but I do have a lot of articles, videos. I got a lot of stuff. If I'm going over something y'all already kind of hip to or whatever, feel free to say, hey, move on, right? But other than that, man, we're gonna get the truth about what's happening with these protests. Tomorrow is supposed to be the No King's Day protest. I think there's supposed to be over 1,000, like 1,800 planned protests throughout the country. They're looking to, incite something right now. And we're going to find out about the truth, what's happening with these protests. I mean, all hell is being unleashed on America, throughout the earth. The prophecies are unfolding. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High, man. If you have not already, do your brother a solid, man. Wipe them feet when you come up in here, man. Wipe them feet. All right. I appreciate it. And let's get to it, man. I'm not going to belabor the point no longer. We got to get right to it, man. A lot to cover. And we're going to do so in the spirit of the Most High, White House Shy. Let me share my screen correctly here. All right. So let's start off first. I want to start off with a few scriptures, right? Let's go to Matthew 12. Matthew 12, and let's read 37, right? Because just like last week, and if y'all remember 3 weeks ago, I said, you know what, I'm gonna fall back on this war talk. Just been a lot of back and forth. A lot of threats being said. I said I'm gonna lightly cover the war stuff, and we just gonna, unless the Most High really just puts the spirit on it and things get really cracking, then I'm gonna fall back. And then what happened? 4 days later, Ukraine lays heavy bombs on Russia, and everything gets turned up again. Right. The next week, here comes Israel bombing Iran. So reading Matthew 12:37, it says, "For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned." So I better watch what I say, right? Because I for sure said, let's get it cracking, man. I'm not going to talk about it until some real bombs dropping. And most I've seen the last 2 weeks. If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. We have to go back and check the live 3 weeks ago. If y'all remember me saying that, throw a 7 in the chat, right? You gotta be wild. You gotta be careful what you ask for. You gotta be careful what you speak and say, because we're all being held accountable by these words that come out of our mouths, right? Notice it says here, "But I say unto you," verse 36, "that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment." So, the words in the mouth is a powerful tool. Even the scriptures say that uh, the power of the tongue is greater than like sticks and stones, right? And that's in Sirach. Let me get that in Sirach real quick. I think it's in where's it at? Give me 1 second. That just hit me in the spirit to pull that one out. Off the tongue. What was that? 20. Give me 1 second, y'all. It's in my mind now. I got to bring it out. That's not it. That's not it. If y'all got it, somebody help me out, because I'm struggling. Hold on. Where is that scripture? I think it's in 19, but it's not. Let me see. You know what? Where's my apocrypha? I got to pull out my old trusty apocrypha. Right. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm not going to rest until I find the scripture. 28. There we go. 28. Look at this right here. 28. All praise to the Most High. 28:17 says, "The stroke of the whip the stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones." So, that's just a lesson to be learned, man. You just got to watch what you say, understand the power of your words. Because look, let's just say, for instance, all this is going on right now. We're actually I'm going to bring this out too, in dealing with your man, Agent Orange, right? He's been puffed up with pride dealing with Iran, right? In this whole situation. And we're going to look at his little Truth Social post. He was saying, I warned you, I told you, sign the deal. And it's by words that bombs get dropped. It's by words saying, attack. It's by words saying, get the codes. It's by words saying, what are the coordinates? You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what gets people in trouble. That's what gets into the conflicts. That's where the strife lies. You know, when brothers is in the streets, and you know, old school cats, man, you step on the shoes. When you stepped on my shoes, MFer, what the F's wrong with you? Now wipe them up. What? I ain't wiping ish. Look. Oh, there we go. You know, these are the things that causes the conflicts and the destruction is the tongue, right? So, you know, I said, hey, I want to see some action, Lord. I'm not gonna talk about this war too much heavy, you know, until you know, things get cracking. In the last 2 weeks, it's been going down. All praise to the Most High, right? Habakkuk chapter 2, in verse 2 and 3, it says, And Yahweh, and the Most High Yahweh answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. So every vision, every prophecy has an appointed time. Everything is going at its particular pace in the faith that the Most High allows these prophecies to unfold. The vision that Habakkuk received, he said that's for an appointed time. Every prophecy that we're seeing, everything that's unfolding has its particular time. And right now, we're in the time that's known as the end, right? Or the beginnings of the end, the start of the endings. Because remember, even when Yahweh told us, you're going to hear about wars, rumors of wars, nation rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom, uh, famine, pestilence. He said all these are the beginnings of sorrows. That's not the end. I always got to remind brothers and sisters that, man, because every time we, you know, get a little bit of affliction going on and oppression, and the heat level rises up here in hell, all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is it. Get ready, pack your bags. The chariots is coming. No, the Apostle said this is just the beginning. So strap up that seatbelt, man. Buckle up that belt. Tighten up your laces. Throw on that helmet of faith, and get ready for the ride. Because it's gonna be rough. I can't lie to you. I can't lie to myself. I can't lie to my family. It's not gonna be easy, right? It's not gonna be no cakewalk as we going through this thing. Becca says the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. So as we're seeing the start of the end, these things is undeniable, man. You cannot deny what's going on the earth, man. You got that. You need your head examined, and you might need a lobotomy if you were sitting back here saying, "What? There ain't nothing going on the earth, man. Everything's fine." But I'm having fun. Turned up. What? Massive protests going on all throughout the country, especially tomorrow, which ironically is the quote unquote flag day. It's supposed to, you know, getting ready to mark the 250-year anniversary of the U.S.'s establishment since 1776. Next month, you know, they're gonna have their 250-year quote unquote birthday. It's supposed to be Agent Orange's birthday as well. You know, tomorrow is quote unquote flag day. You know, and this is the time that there's an assortment of activity that is going on. We're hearing about sleeper cells possibly getting set off. You know, what better time than having all of these particular uprisings going on in the earth, and in particular in Babylon, for something to go left. While Iran might have some sleeper cells over here, Yemen may have some sleeper cells over here, right? While all these distractions are jumping off, all of these marches and protests and chants and everything else is going on in the streets, and flags is being waved around, who knows? You know, there might be something that goes down. Uh, but we've been instructed to do what? But at the end it shall speak and not lie. So there'll be no deception. The Lord said he's not a man that he should lie. So whatever is written is going to come to pass, right? It says, though it tarry, so even though it may take a little time, even though, you know, brothers like myself and other brothers, man, been prophesying and talking about these things for decades upon decades, even had letdowns when we thought, hey, this might be, that might be, oh, damn, okay, back to the drawing board. But we never give up faith. We never deny that the Most High is going to come through, as he said he would. It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And we're seeing this thing move like an avalanche. What started off as a little snowball, man, now let's get to moving, and we're starting to see the impact of these prophecies and these judgments that the Most High is laying down on Babylon the Great and the rest of the nations of the world. Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries. So the prophet's job is to speak against these countries, man. People sit back and say, well, why are you Israelites always talking about America as Babylon and the great whore? And why do you keep talking about the nations and what's wrong with it? Because we're supposed to. Because the Lord said that these particular judgments are going to happen and it's going to involve nations and countries throughout the earth. And it just so happens that the chosen nation is the nation of Israel, comprised of 12 tribal families that make up one nation of people, an ethnic group of people that he chose for himself and set us apart from the rest. Gave us the law, statutes, and commandments to set us above the rest of the nations. That was going to make the nation say this is a wise and understanding people and have envy of that. But our legacy and our history is that we're hard-headed, stiff-necked, spoiled, rotten people who get bored with having it all and love to think that the grass is greener by going out and committing sin and iniquity and absorbing in and walking after the ways of other nations, which causes judgments on us. But the Lord said, anytime this goes down, you got to go out and you got to prophesy against many countries. So if you're looking for free Palestine on this channel, get off now. If you're looking for Israel has the right to defend itself, get off now. But this is not the place. If you're looking for Alhamdulillah, Assalamu alaikum, blessed be Muhammad and his servant for Iran, get off now. We're against these particular countries, man. If you're looking for vodka and milk and toasting to Ukraine's destruction at the hands of Russia, and we're acting like Ruskies and get off. Sorry, this is not the place. Our job is to prophesy against these countries and what else? And against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. So this is what we need to do. War, evil, pestilence, all these things are taking place. I'm going to get these scriptures while I was moving in the spirit, because I want to get to the articles, the videos, and just y'all remember these scriptures, right? Because it's all in the spirit. Ezekiel 38:4. This is all encompassing regarding the wars that we're seeing jump off right now, starting with, Ukraine, Russia. Why are these other nations being involved? Y'all know the deal, right? We've talked about this damn near every week. Because why? It's being relevant every week. The prophecies are showing forth that this is always going to be backed up. All these current events is always backed up by what the scriptures are saying. We always got to go back and build upon that and reinforce the faith in these scriptures to say, no, that's got to be it. There's no who God make it. It's got to be rough because of what's going on. Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. Speaking about who? Speaking about Putin, speaking about Russia, right? And its Eastern European cohorts and its Middle Eastern allies and its Southeastern allies in Africa and in Northern Africa, right? What the Most High going to do? He said he's going to turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. Remember when Trump was saying, I don't know what's gotten into Putin. He's not acting the same. Yeah. You wonder why? Because Yahweh, the power of the Israelites, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is putting hooks into his jaws and pulling him into war, conflict, pulling him into being an aid and a guard for the other nations who are going to align themselves with him. Put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, who is Iran, y'all should know that. So Iran is going to be an ally of Russia, which we know politically, we see it, economically, we see it as Iran has joined the BRICS. Iran has been a political ally. Iran has sold drones to Russia. Russia's helped funding them. I mean, that's clear. Ethiopia, you know, where you're looking at the Houthi armies and you're seeing what's going on down there in these particular regions. Maybe let me open up one more tab. Uh, some of these are the same, same people living in these areas, right? Now you see these? These nations are very close. Not only that, but literally, Russia is an ally and an asset to Ethiopia. Want to see? Want to see? How about this? Ethiopia and Russia established diplomatic relations in April 21st, 1943. Russia currently has an embassy in Addis Ababa, and Ethiopia has an embassy in Moscow. The Ethiopian ambassador to Russia is also accredited to Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Moldova, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Ukraine, and Uzbekistan. All of the stands, right? Ethiopia is an ally and has diplomatic relations with the Soviet Union, which means what? They're going to have a military backing, they're going to have economic backing via Russia, right? So you're seeing all of these particular aspects play out, right? How about Libya? I'm not going to go too deep, but we'll just go real fast. Off of Wikipedia, I'm sure there's plenty of other articles that's going to acknowledge the same fact. Diplomatic contact between Russia and Libya has generally been close and productive, seeing as both countries have had and continue to see volatile relations with the United States. Uh-oh, they both have an enemy, common enemy. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Huh? Okay. Russia has an embassy in Tripoli, with Libya having an embassy in Moscow. Oh, okay. Need I go on? I'm sure the point is made. Y'all got it, right? So Iran, however you want to pronounce it, Ethiopia, Libya, these are all nations that's going to join America. And who's an ally? Who's close by Ethiopia? Well, we see Yemen. We see the Houthis. The Houthis are out there launching missiles at and attacking Israel as well right now. Why? Because they're in alignment with Iran. See? It says in Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Torgama of the North Quarter. So these are the areas of, let's say, France and Eastern Europe, Turkey. These are all nations that are going to all formulate an alliance that's going to go against America and NATO. And even members of NATO, they're going to turn their back on America, as y'all know. Obadiah tells us this. All those that were in league with him are going to hiss at him and turn their backs on him and backstab him, paraphrasing. Revelation 17 tells us that the 10 horns are going to hate the whore and they're going to burn the whore down, paraphrasing, right? And all his bands, the bands of the armies, and many people with him, be thou prepared. So the Lord is saying, get ready. Get ready, Be thou prepared and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee. So we're going to see massive arms deals going down. You're going to see all of them, drawing lines in the sand, acknowledging who they're with. He said, got to prepare everybody. There's already rumors that Russia's already been supplying Iran with nuclear capabilities and knowledge on how to, build these nukes. There's speculation that they even have, nukes already. Speculation that Russia could be hiding nukes over there, But everything is about preparation, man. Even Joel 3 tells us about, the Valley of Jehoshaphat. All the nations got to go beat their plowshares into swords and get ready for war. I mean, this is what we're seeing, the precipice of that going down. And let me remind everybody, too. Remember that Dago report? The Dago report, Daegal, I believe it is. We talked about that. And they say, oh, it's a conspiracy theory, 2025, millions are supposed to die, right? Yeah. Deagle report, the depopulation, right? Now, this obviously, it's going to be a tall feat unless, things get lit up immediately. Immediately. Now, if you go back a few months back, Trump said that if Iran didn't sign the nuclear arms deal, that he was going to bomb them in September. They go coming true. 80% of America, they were talking about Eastern Europe is going to be 60 million going down. So we've got multiple wars on deck, right? That could make that happen at a drop of a dime. And this report came out. They say it was 2020, but I think it was even before that. But I'm not gonna go into that too much. Y'all look into this. You see the name, the Dago report. You can see about a report of depopulation. That was a prediction done uh, based upon intelligence gathered from the elites and these Bilderberg meetings and all of that. I mean, you can see right here. This is part of the report. You're seeing the everything going down, population going down. I know it's kind of blurry, but just know that these are all things that they're putting out there. But remember that the Most High said that He's going to cause His tongue to fall upon Himself. So He's going to speak on it. He's going to speak about these things, and next thing you know, when it comes to pass, He's going to say, "I told you. You thought I was BSing." We're seeing what's going down over there in our land right now. That was prophesied by the Most High as well. Ezekiel 35:1. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And the Christians are going to say, Mount Seir isn't in Israel. Okay, just listen what they're talking about. We're talking about the inhabitants of Mount Seir. We're talking about the people that dwelt in Mount Seir, right? We're talking about Esau, Edom, his descendants. That's who we're talking about here. This is figurative language speaking about a region in which a people dwelt. But this is the description and talk about the people. We're going to see. And say unto it, thus saith the Most High Yahweh, the Elohim. Look, it says, say unto it. Is he speaking to a mountain? No, he's speaking to a people, right? Thus saith the Lord power. Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. What's the problem? Oh, a perpetual hatred with who? Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, the children of the Lord, Israel. They've got that hatred in them ever since Genesis, the 29th chapter. Right? And what is it, 30 or 31, 41? Where he says when Esau vowed that when the days of mourning Isaac was finished, he's going to slay his brother Jacob. That's been in him all along. This is why the heinous crimes that they commit against us, from the hangings, the lynchings, the burnings, the dogs being sicked on us, the tarring, the feathering, the racial biases that go down, the biological warfare that he's committed against us, the colonizing of the land, the raping of the women, the raping of the men, the buck breaking. I mean, you name it. I mean, all of the methods of torture that they've had, the castrations, that's based and rooted in hate, man. Burning men alive, boiling us. You gotta really have a hatred, a real malignant, insidious hatred for people, man. The way that they tortured us like that, man, yanking our teeth out, implanting us with, harmful chemicals that kill us, right? Flooding our communities with addictive drugs. And I've shared this article before and spoke about this. In the 70s, man, you can look it up. There was a particular professor, I forgot his name, William something, I believe. In the 70s, they were teaching monkeys how to smoke crack. Yeah, yeah. How to smoke crack. Monkeys, right? Now, why is that relevant? Because quote unquote crack cocaine didn't come out until the 80s. Remember, it was always coke. Who gave a Negro the knowledge about, oh, you can rock it up with baking soda, you cook it, and it's going to lump up and it's going to stretch out your work, and you smoke it, it's going to really. Remember in the 80s, that was rich folks' drugs, man. You know, Hollywood, they was all wiping their nose with that nose candy. Y'all don't think I'm tripping. You don't think I'm tripping. Ronald Siegel, look him up. Let me give y'all the look. UCLA professor admits to starting the crack epidemic. Huh? Oh, you thought it was just some old Negro man who was just this biochemist man that figured it out in the hood, in the crack house, and said, "Hey, this really works." You think we know the CIA had issues with planting drugs in our community. We know that boxes of weapons are dropping off in our community. Man, brothers was using zip guns and revolvers and shotguns all the way to the 60s and the 70s. You didn't have access to Uzis and Mac 10s and AKs. And how did you get your hands on military grade weapons? I mean, do we need to go there, right? Okay. I'm gonna leave it alone. Look, crack was born during 1974. You know, look, crack smoking UCLA professor teaches monkeys how to smoke crack. Y'all think I'll be? Uh, you can see here, man. Yeah, I mean, this is the perpetual hatred that they've had for us. When you do these type of things, man, that you know systematically it's gonna tear down a family. When you telling the sisters you cannot have a man in the house if you want to live in that dang house with this Section 8. You want this affordable housing, destruction of the nuclear family, man, it has to happen. Man out the house, you become a hoe. You understand what I'm saying? You going out there, you gonna get Jerome, you gonna get Sean, you're gonna get Larry. You're gonna get whatever other name you want. You're gonna get Jose, uh, Carlos. You name it. Multiple baby daddies in the whole line because nobody can stay there and maintain the household on their own. So what she got to do? She got to go out there and find a man to please her, have keep her company and all that. Next, boom, they didn't having kids galore. They're always gonna have a place to stay as long as White Zaddy's taking care of them. But because of his hatred for that man, you never get it together. Perpetual hatred for us, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in their time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Isaiah 40 says, man, that we're supposed to speak peaceably unto our people. For our iniquity, we've been rewarded double for our iniquities. And at the same time, he still keeps pounding us in the sand. This is why they can't use the excuse, well, you guys broke the law. It's your fault you went to the curses. Yeah, no, but the scriptures say that you helped forward the affliction. You utilize your malice and your hatred for us to go the extra mile and to be destructive with us when our iniquities came to an end. The Lord said, man, the seal of the book was broken open in 1970. And, the truth was coming out. And what did they do? They did everything they could to squander, squash, and disrupt the spreading of the truth. But the scriptures say you can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. But best believe he's battening down the hatches. He's doing everything he can. Right. Verse 6, therefore, as I live, saith the Most High, Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. So what is Esau got coming to him? He's getting prepared to get bloody, and blood is going to pursue him, right? Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. This is so factual, man. I mean, he doesn't hate blood. He loves it, as a matter of fact. And I ain't just talking about the rare steaks and the rare burgers and how he loves it, eating blood. Not just that, right? Just look at Hollywood. I mean, look at the amount of gore and violence that he puts in the movies. Heads exploding, heads getting chopped off, arms getting lopped off, blood all over the place on your screens, 3D screens, man, blood splattering in your eyes, and you jumping thinking it's really on you. I mean, he don't hate blood, he loves it. And the Lord said, because you've got this bloodlust, this bloodthirsty nature in you, you vampire, you werewolf, like this is what you love. Okay, you're gonna get everything that you want. Verse 7, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate and off from it him, cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills and in the valleys and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. So destruction and the sword is coming, right? And it says it's going to cut them off him that passeth out and him that returneth. Notice the small hats, man, they go in and out of our land all the time. You know that they have it's damn near like a law that every small hat over here gets a free trip back to the Holy Land so that they can get with their roots. You know, they get out there, it's open for them to make their return anytime they want to. This is a fact. Negro can't even cross state lines without getting pulled over. You can't drive from here to the valley without getting pulled over and questioned, especially now. So the Lord said, their mountains, everything's going to be filled with slain men. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Most High Yahweh. See, once they're purged up out of there, man, then it's got to get cleaned up, and it's going to get rebuilt by the heathen, according to Isaiah 60. And we're going to go back over there, according to Isaiah 14. But they can't be there. They got to get wiped out, man. That place got to get purged. Why? Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. What two nations and what two countries they talking about? They talking about Judah and Israel, the northern and the southern kingdom, and our land and our possessions. They're going to come into it. They're saying it's ours now. Let's look at another translation, Ezekiel 37. Look at in the NLT. It says, for you said, the lands of Israel and Judah will be ours. So who's that talking about right now? Who's over there occupying our land right now? People that's claiming to be us, but are not us, right? This was in their heart. This was in their mind. This is what they did in 1948. The Balfour Declaration, the whole night. The lands of Israel and Judah will be ours. We will take possession of them. What do we care that the Lord is there? See? They don't care about the Most High. They don't believe in the Most High. Look at the Amplified Bible. This is even colder. Because the descendants of Esau have said, and we know that Amalek is a descendant out of Esau, according to Genesis, the 36th chapter, and tells you Amalek is a duke of Edom. These are all descendants out of Esau. Amalek went in and invaded and lived in the areas of Western Europe. Eastern Europe, over in Germany and these other areas, right? Became the Khazars. I'm sure y'all all have heard about the history and should know. If not, we'll tackle it another day. But it says, because you, the descendants of Esau, this is how you know we're not talking about Mount Seir. The Most High is not prophesying and talking to a mountain saying, you big old thing, I'm going to tear you down. No. The descendants of Esau. And what do they say? These two nations, Israel and Judah, and these two lands shall be mine, and we will take possession of them, although the Lord was there, right? So this is how we know that destruction is coming to that land solely because of their perpetual hatred for our people, the stealing of our lands, the disrespect that the Most High has. They said, we don't care about the Most High Yahweh. That ain't our God. Like, we want the land. So we see these things transpiring. We're seeing the wars jump off. Isaiah 1:7 says, your country is desolate, your cities are burned with fire, your land strangers devoured in your presence, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers. Yeah, the cities are burned with fire right now. They're out there propaganding, there wasn't too much damage. Yeah, the Iranians have attacked back, and it's not too big a deal. Meanwhile, they have 40 plus dead. Cities is getting hit, apartment buildings getting lit up, and they're sitting up here talking about you hit but you missed. They're lying. Now they have no choice but to admit the casualties is going on. They love to believe that that Iron Dome was really kicking in, and it ain't. It ain't. It's not foolproof. And now you see why Agent Orange has said we need that Golden Dome up immediately. He knows and understands that this is all coming down the pipeline. I'm gonna show y'all in a minute. He knew war was on the way. This is why they trying to invest and get that Golden Dome up before 2030, because that should let us know in the spirit when they expect attacks hitting to America, unless the Lord does it first. They think they got a 4 year window. He's like, man, let me get it done before I'm up out of here. No, let's get to it. Oh no, what's going on?
Mom passes to Skyscanner, searching billions of prices on flights, hotels, and rental cars in seconds.
Major breaking news from overseas. Explosions ringing out across Iran's capital as Israel claims it's attacking Iran. People in Tehran awaking to the blast. Israel.
Now, mind you, too, Trump told he told Netanyahu, don't do it. Iran said that if we get hit, we're going to start hitting American bases. Retaliation going against America because we know that you're involved and you did it. This is why I titled it Israel and America Attack Iran. See, right now the face card is Israel is taking, they taking the hit. The small hats are taking the hit, saying, yeah, it was us, but we know who really is behind these things. We're going to see in a minute. I'm not going to play that because y'all already know. You already seen that. Top Iranian generals and scientists were killed by Israel. So this is a tactical strike that they did. Nuclear scientists taken out, politicians taken out, military generals taken out. They knew what they was doing. Where and how did they get the backing? The weapons that they use, they got it from Babylon. They give them billions of dollars each year. They've sworn military allegiances with America and Israel for life. Trump has been running around saying, hey, you better make a deal or else, hey, you guys better listen. Don't do it. Look, Trump warns Iran to agree to a deal before there is nothing left. This is after the bombings. So in one instance, he even came out talking about, well, hopefully this will bring peace to the table. Like, who's going to get bombed on and then sit back and say, we surrender, peace, I'll sign a deal. Where you want me? When you're talking about some religious Shiite zealots of Ishmael, the wild men over there, you think they're going to sit back and cow down when they've been waiting for this? They believe this is a jihad. They believe that this is going to be the end. They can't wait to get 70 virgins, according to their doctrine. And Trump said, oh, maybe they'll sign the deal now. No. Now he's saying, well, you better sign a deal before there's nothing left. In other words, we're going to let Israel go wild on you, and we might join in. Sign the deal. President Donald Trump told CNN in a brief phone call Friday morning that the United States, of course, supports Israel. Of course. And called the country's strikes on Iran overnight a very successful attack. Oh, so again, who's getting it? Who's getting the data? Who's being reported back to? Why was it a success? And you can sit back and say, well, Trump gave him 90 days to get it, think about the deal. Look, man, you're not going to sit back and twist somebody's arm and basically punk them and say, sign it or else, sign it or else. Okay, so what if they said, no, you're telling us that we can't have access to technologies that various other countries of our stature have? You're going to regulate what we can and can't have? No. You're supplying our enemies with everything that they want. You're giving them nukes. You're giving them money. You're doing everything that they want. But here we are, and we got beat. But you're saying you trust them not to go overboard instead of us. But meanwhile, they've got a track record for going overboard. Just go ask the people in Gaza. Are the small hats going overboard? Iran is like, man, please. No. Give us some concessions, man, and maybe we'll think about it. Otherwise, man, get the F out of here. So what? 90 days to figure it out, man. So they said no. So that man, so Trump said, well, go ahead and bomb them then, Netanyahu. You got the green light. He didn't do what I told him to do. So when asked about a statement from the Secretary of State Marco Rubio on Thursday that sought to put distance between the U.S. and the Israeli action, you see the hypocrisy? This is how the fork-tongued nature of this damn head of the snake, this old serpent, according to Revelation 12, the descendant of Rome, and this old serpent moving after his deceptive ways because it's gotten power from Satan. Trump is saying it was very successful. This was great. Yeah, I got all the intelligence, and we know what time it is. I told him, make a deal to nothing left. Then he has a Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, coming out here talking about, hey, we support Israel, but we had nothing to do with that. It wasn't us. And Trump is sitting back saying, hey, how was it? It was successful. Yeah, I told you we was going to get them. And Rubio's out there lying, telling everybody we didn't have nothing to do with it. So what is Rubio saying Thursday? That sought to put distance between the U.S. and the Israeli action. Trump told Dana Bash, we, of course, support Israel, obviously, and supported it like nobody has ever supported it. The president went on to urge Iran to reach a deal. This is like, classic bullying. Punch him in the face. You go, where's your lunch money? Give me your lunch money. What? Empty them pockets. Take off them shoes. You think Iran's going to sit back and keep saying, okay, one more, hit me again. All right, here, take it. Now he's saying, I'm urging you to reach a deal or else I'm going to keep pounding you. Iran should have listened to me when I said, I gave them. I don't know if but I gave them, it was 60, I said 90, 60-day warning. And today is day 61. Did you hear that? He gave a warning. 60 days. What is the warning? Oh, if you don't do what we say, I'm triggering actions for war. Now here didn't he come in here talking about he just wants peace? He's going to end all the wars. This is how you know, man, the dude's a dang liar. Didn't he say he was coming in? Where was that? No, they keep talking about today. Look, March 30th. Agent Orange threatens to bomb Iran unless they end nuclear weapons treaty. Look, this is back in April. Excuse me, March 30th. Right? So he says 60 days, right? March, April, the end of May. It's May 30th. A week and some change after that, here comes the bombs. So was I lying when I put it in the title? America and Israel bombing? See, America's got control of the media, just like they got the small hats to do too. But the small hats are willing to take credit for it because they know if they're successful, we're going to get all the glory. We'll take that. But the man behind the curtain is Agent Orange in Babylon. They're the ones allowing and pushing forward these strikes, man. But he can't help it. The Most High is really pushing all these things and making him do everything he's doing. Remember, he said he's on a mission from God. Right? He just don't know what his mission is. His mission is to destroy Babylon. He's programmed to do that. But it's going to come with a lot of pain, a lot of issues, a lot of oppression, Jacob's trouble. But this place got to go. It's got to go. And he's going to spearhead the imminent destruction of it. Look at this. They should now come to the table to make a deal before it's too late. What's going to be too late? The only way you're going to get rid of that placement is if you nuke it. Before it's too late, it will be too late for them. You know, the people I was dealing with are dead, the hardliners. So even when he's talking about that, the people he was dealing with, right now, they're trying to take out the military generals, the scientists. You know, this is all like regime change type stuff. If we can cut the head off the snake, we can input a new leader that's going to do as we say. Hey, ask Syria. You see what happened over there once they got rid of Bashar al-Assad, and they implanted that other quote unquote ex-ISIS militant leader as the leader now. And you just seen they said Syria is about to collapse because they didn't let the damn jackals of the Middle East take over another country, just like they did in Afghanistan. That place is finished. They know what they're doing. So they like, look, if this don't work, if we can't really get the head of the snake, man, we knock some fangs out. But if we can't chop the head off, man, the hell with it. The whole damn snake got to go. You know? So let's continue. After the bombings, Iran raises that red flag of revenge. So, you know, people's wondering, well, is Iran going to respond? Yeah, you dang right they're going to respond. Iran has raised a symbolic red flag of revenge above the Jamkaran Mosque in Qom. After deadly Israeli strikes, the red flag signals a call for justice and retaliation in Shia tradition. See, remember the Shiites are the devout followers of Muhammad. Right. These are the ones who claim they got, you know, bloodline relations with Muhammad. I believe it was his cousin that took over after he passed because he didn't have a son. And then they had his best friend. I think it was his friend did the Sunnis. So the Sunnis and the Shiites, you know, they was beefing because it was like, who's going to carry on the legacy of Muhammad? And the Shias all say that they are closer to Muhammad because they follow after the descendants of the prophet, or the so-called prophet Muhammad. I believe it was his cousin. Let me see. Shia and Muslim. Yeah, see. Shia and Sunni are two main branches of Islam, differing primarily in beliefs about leadership succession after the false prophet Muhammad's death. Sunnis, who make up about 85 to 90% of Muslims, believe leaders should be chosen by consensus, while Shias believe the leadership should stay within the prophet's family. See that? Ali's cousin and son-in-law. Yeah. So the Shias are who's running Iran. So that lets you know their zeal is on 10. And via their tradition, when the red flag is raised, they have to retaliate if blood was spilled unjustly. Women and children are reported among the dead. There's been no aggressive actions directly from Iran to Israel. You know, Netanyahu's running around saying, oh, we had to do this because we had to protect our people. We can't allow them to even get close to having access to having nuclear weapons or bombs. And, you know, we're saving ourselves and we're saving our Arab brothers that surround us who Iran is oppressed and have problems with. And, you know, we're the freedom fighters. We're the good guys. I can't tell. Look, Israel's considering striking Iran in the coming days. We already know they took care of that. Look, you see where it's coming from. Inside the MAGA versus Hawk battle to sway Trump on bombing Iran, Trump allies are trying to counter a private pressure campaign to ditch Steve Witkoff's diplomatic effort and join Israel in attacking Tehran. So you see that there's a tug of war in the MAGA cult, where you have some who's pushing for war, Lindsey Graham and others, who are like, yeah, great, let's get to it, game on, all this other stuff. And these old farts, man, you can't get them to lift up their hands to defend themselves. One quick slap, and they out. But they woof it like, they have no problem sacrificing lives so that they can maintain power, dominance, and control. But they won't do it. Man, these old cryptic, coughing, sleeping Edomites, man, they love war. Remember, the Most High said they have no problem with blood. These old cats, man, they out here saying push the button on them, man. Forget all that. Negotiating, diplomatic efforts, man. Let's get to it. We want bombs dropping. An influential group of GOP hawks has launched a behind-the-scenes lobbying offensive pressing Donald Trump to not only back off of his administration's quest for a nuclear deal with Iran, but greenlight an attack on Tehran by Israel. So who did Trump listen to? Did he listen to, his advisors and his administration that were quote unquote supposed to be being diplomats and peace talks and doing the art of the deal techniques and all this other stuff to try to get peace on the earth? Or did he listen to the powerful Republicans? They get all the money, the influence, and the power. And with him, everything is for sale. He had that $1 million dinner deal that you can get his ear for $1 million. Tech people was in there. You remember that one Edomite man that got he had some $30 million in fraud or something like that, and his mama went to the dinner, and all of a sudden he got pardoned. So we know he's for sale. We know he flip-flops. You dig what I'm saying? So this is what we're seeing play out right now. Okay. The campaign is raising alarms among Trump and his allies, who have launched a counteroffensive to keep the president's diplomacy on track. So not only do we see a divide in this particular kingdom, but remember the scriptures say, man, the kingdom divided against itself can't stand. We talked about that last week. Ironically, we're seeing, Elon jumped out the window, was talking crazy about Trump. Now he's apologizing after he's, lost a couple $100 million and them stocks and Tesla was dipping. But that's the influence that this cat, man, Agent Orange got. He's got these GOP hawks, man. He's got money, power, influence in the political realms. He's got the tech sector over here with these multi-billionaires, that's backing them. And Elon might be the richest in the world, but when you're going against a conglomerate of billionaire demons, you can forget about it. And that dude tucked his tail, man. He's apologizing to this day, saying, "Oops, sorry, I was tripping." And you remember Trump said, "Man, if you even think about jumping over there and supporting the Democrats, man, you're gonna pay heavy consequences." Shortly after that, that phone was ringing, and Trump already said, "Man, I don't even want to talk to you. It's over between us." But he's been on a campaign apologizing. So the divide still exists. You got and he claimed he going in there cleaning the swamp, right? But I told you, it's the same dirty cesspool that all them dirty, stinking heathens love swimming in. They love going deep sea diving in the swamp, man. It's just some new snakes in there, new water moccasins, new frogs, new alligators. You feel me? New mosquitoes flying around. You've seen them swamps before. New cottonmouths and water moccasins swimming around in there. It's the same thing, man. New swamp things is in there. And he's acting like, "Oh, I purged it out. I cleaned it up." Yeah, with your own. You brought in some more of your own little, swamp creatures in there. Same thing, man. Same thing. Let's move on. Here he goes. This from his True Social account. He loves to tweet, man. He loves trolling. He loves to jump on there, man. He can't get enough of himself. Can't get enough of himself. "I gave Iran chance after chance to make a deal. I told them in the strongest of words to, quote, just do it. But no matter how hard they tried, no matter how close they got, they just couldn't get it done. I told them. How many times he said I told them? One, uh, two, told. I mean, let me do one time told. Well, we'll have to count as we go on, right? Because he keeps saying, I told him, I told him. You know, he look, this is the pride of the, this white man. What he says goes, right? If I told you, you better. Proverbs 28 and 25. What he says goes, right? He that is of a proud heart stirreth up strife. See, the pride and the arrogancy of the so-called white man, the pride and the arrogancy of Agent Orange, man. When he flaps that forked tongue, man, he said, you better listen. Because the pride and arrogancy of him says, I'm the one who's the art of the deal. You're supposed to do what I say. I'm supposed to be the one who's always winning on the end of negotiations. Everybody's supposed to be kissing my ring. Why aren't you doing it? I told you to do it or else. But see, that prideful heart of his, that proud mind state of his is going to always stir up strife. This is why he's allowing these bombs to jump off. This is why he told Zelensky when they got in the White House, they got the fight in there. They call it the fight house. When the president of South Africa got in there, they got the yapping in another fight house incident. Because he's so proud, man. He loves to stir up strife. You feel me? So this is what he's up to. He's stirring up strife. Bombs is flying. He's kicking people out the White House. They even was saying that Elon got into a scrap with one of these senators, and that's where he got that little black eye. It's been going down inside the White House, man. They in there catching fades, getting high. Remember all of the Doge people, man. They said they left behind drugs and liquor and all kind of stuff. Man turned it into a crack house and a frat house. He that is a proud heart stirreth up strife, but he that putteth his trust in Yahweh shall be made fat. And that's what we do, right? But look what he says. I gave Iran chance after chance to make a deal. I told them in the strongest of words to just do it. But no matter how hard they tried, no matter how close they got, they just couldn't get it done. I told them it would be much worse than anything they know. Stirring up strife. Anticipated or were told that the United States makes the best and most lethal military equipment anywhere in the world. Proud, arrogant. We got the best military. We got the greatest bombs. We got the most bullets. We got the most tactical nukes, and we got the best drones. And you dig what I'm saying? He's threatening military action to Iran if they don't sign the deal. He says by far. And that Israel has a lot of it. Oh, now look who we threw in there. Look who he says, and guess who we're giving some of this to, too. The most lethal military equipment anywhere in the world. And Israel has a lot of it. We've given them a lot of it. With much more to come. And they know how to use it. Certain Iranian hardliners spoke bravely, but they didn't know what was about to happen. Oh, they didn't know what was about to happen, huh? Oh, you did. So this is premeditated. This was murder. Oop, I shouldn't have said that. The algorithms trip on that. This was a public threat of smiting his enemies. Look at this. Certain Iranian hardliners spoke bravely, but they didn't know what was about to happen. They are all gone with the wind now. And it will only get worse. So that's not it. Remember, initial reports were saying, well, maybe this might just be a preemptive strike. Maybe this might just be a warning shot. Iran might not retaliate. No, they've been going back and forth. Israel hit Iran. Iran hit back. Israel then bombed back. I don't know where it's at right now. I'm sure Iran has been loaded up and got ready to hit them again. And Agent Orange is already acknowledging it's going to get worse. I didn't say it. He said it. So they're already prepared for long-term war. So what does that mean? World War III. There's already been great death and destruction, but there is still time to make this slaughter. With the next already planned attacks being even more brutal. Did you hear that? The next already planned attacks being more brutal come to an end. Iran must make a deal before there is nothing left and save what was once known as the Iranian Empire. No more death, no more destruction. Just do it before it's too late. All caps. And then has a nerve to say, God bless you. This demon. Hail Satan. Hail Satan. That's what he meant to say. Right. Now, this is before the strike. Right. The strike hit June 12th into the 13th. Today's the 13th, right? They hit yesterday on the 12th into the 13th. So the day before, what happened? The U.S. to pull some personnel from the Middle East amid rising tensions with Iran. So they already knew. They said, man, get the U.S. personnel out of there because, they about to start lighting some things up. So they knew what they was doing. This is how we know that Babylon was involved and got everything cracking with this war, right? So getting back over here, right? So we see what's going on, man. Praying for the deliverance of our people, the gathering of the elect, the righteous 1/3 of the Lord, man. Because as we see destruction and death knocking upon the door, Jacob's trouble around the corner, man. We need to stay prayed up, man. Stay focused because it's going down. It is going down. Leave it to the so-called white man. He said it's only going to get worse. Now, we know that he loves to say things ahead of time, and then he got to walk some things back. It may fizzle out in a couple of weeks, or it could be the same situation like we got with Ukraine and Russia right now, 3 years strong. We seen what happened with Pakistan and India. They got it cracking real quick, man, and they double back and got a peace, a ceasefire deal done, damn near within 24 to 48 hours, even though Pakistan was still breaking that peace deal, but them heathen got in line real fast. That was like, two rabid dogs, man, fighting over a bone. And the master comes over there and slaps both of them upside the head and says, hey, knock it off. You go over there. You go over there. And they listen. Now, this is over here. They're the ones sicking dogs on, America. The master, they're sicking the dogs on Iran, right? So this is a completely different situation. This is the Pakistan and India. They was just tripping. And you come outside like, what the hell are y'all doing? Knock it off. Get over there. Get over here. Them dogs listen. That's the heathen for you, right? They're going to do what they told. But when America's behind it, it's something different. So let's keep our eyes on that. Keep our eyes on that. If the spirit moves me and things escalating even more, I'll jump on there. I got to go live and I go for broke, but I might not have time to wait. But until then, we'll see what happens. Another thing we got to talk about is these protests. I'm out here in LA. As some of our other brothers and sisters that that's viewing, fellow MOTC members and brothers and sisters in our fellowship and other congregations. You've seen everything that's on the TV. You've seen the footages. You've seen the coverages. If you're out of state, you will swear all of LA is every street is full of Mexican flags, streets turned upside down. Storefronts being crashed and looted. That's not happening. Let's take that back some, right? Certain area, y'all gotta remember, for those that don't live in the city, don't know about California, LA, never been, whatever. This place is huge. LA County within itself, I don't know how many cities are within the county, but LA County within itself is huge, right? You can drive an hour, 2 hours, and still be in LA County. Some of y'all in smaller states, closer to each other, you can drive state to state. You can be in another state in 2 hours. LA, you can be still in LA County after an hour and a half drive from LA to Pomona. And Pomona's like the last, I think, or Fontana is like the edge of LA County, the last city or something like that. So these protests are happening in pockets of the city of LA. Downtown in particular, yes, the courthouse, the immigration office. They went down there to the I believe they was down there by the garment district when they raided that company, right? Speaking of that, give me 1 second. Got some. Give me 1 second, y'all. Do have something else. I gotta find it. Gotta find it. Give me 1 second. So while I'm looking. That's all right. That's all right. You need to see my face? I appreciate you reminding me, brother. But I'm not even tripping, man. It's what I'm showing more than anything. But the waterfall reminded me. But yeah, don't trip on it. Brother was reminding me that I never flipped my camera back on. But the county is the county within itself is huge, right? But there's something I want to show you. Here we go. What here? This it. This thing opening up.
And the evidence.
Okay, here we go. I'll go to it in a minute. So the county itself is huge, right? So when you're looking at the city like, downtown LA, that was going down. You got where was it? Paramount. It's another city. Compton, another city that they had it going down there. But when you're looking at it overall, the rest of the city was pretty much untouched and unmoved. I mean, you can still get around, but it is starting to impact particular areas where, roadblocks are getting set up, detours is getting set up. It was definitely an inconvenience for anybody that was traveling, needing to utilize the freeway systems. When the electricity cracked off last weekend. But overall, I mean, if you're moving around in the city, you good. But now tomorrow, that might be a whole other thing because they're planning on more massive protests going on really throughout the country. I had a thing. Let me see. Let's see how I can get a little idea. But sometimes, the media, man, they hype up some stuff, man. That have you thinking this whole place is destroyed and everything. Hey, all of California, it goes from LA, then it goes to all of California, then, it gets blown up, right? Now, if you can see on here, oh, shoot. Well, just to kind of enhance this thing, right? This is all LA County. And just to give you an idea, you got the central LA area, you got the valleys, the extended valleys up in Santa Clarita, Antelope Valley, you got San Gabriel Valley. I mean, this place is huge, man. And if you're talking about where were these, the protests, it was maybe, a little bit downtown, a little bit down here, a little bit over here where's well, you can't really see Compton, but on this one. But nonetheless, man, y'all get the point. This place is huge, man. So don't think that every place, everything's all lit up, is all towed up, and no, no. But has it been inconveniencing for some people who take particular travel routes, live in particular neighborhoods? I know they were saying certain areas of Long Beach, it's more of the police presence where they're starting to create detours and roadblocks and making it inconveniencing for travel. But last week, it was definitely turned up in downtown, in Paramount, and in 'cause Paramount and Compton are like neighbors. So it bled over into Compton. Um, so really, them three areas, I'm not sure about any place else, but the rest of the city was pretty much, normal, right? Um, and why did I bring that up? Because with these protests, man, it's kind of deceptive on what's going on because we definitely know that Agent Orange is out here making good on his promise to reduce the population of our people that's over here, the indigenous people that's over here, man, the Northern Kingdom. He's after them. You don't see him raiding Chinatown. You dig what I'm saying? Because there's a vast majority of migrants that's coming from Chinatown. They're talking about the fentanyl. China's been working with the cartels. I showed y'all a report on that, man. They did it on the news, talking about China and the cartels are working out deals with money exchanges to do money laundering to get the fentanyl in, the whole nine. I mean, why are they not raiding Chinatown? Why are they in Koreatown? Why are they not raiding it? Because they don't. He's not tripping about them. He's tripping about our Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters, right? So there's definite oppression going on. There's definite targeting going on. But our people got to be a little bit more wise and understand that all of this is really being set up for a particular purpose, right? Um, and that is to enact and for him to be able to justify martial law, implementation of the NWO, facial recognition tracking. This is why he said, "Hey, if you wearing a mask on these protests, uh, you know, we're gonna lock you up. It's against the law. No mask. What you hiding for?" Meanwhile, all of these ICE agents, everybody got on masks, everybody got on hats, and hiding in unmarked cars and everything. Who's hiding? I mean, he's doing and utilizing, having them do the same things that he's telling these people who have the right to protest and the freedom to protest and the freedom to uh, gather and assemble, not to do it. Now, see, but the problem is they go and they put in these provocateurs and agitators to turn it up, right? So, what our people are thinking, it's a righteous cause, man. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna be part of something. I seen a video of brothers out there filming, talking about this is gonna be going down in history. The niggas just always want to be a part of something. But the problem is our people get out there and they start doing evil. Exodus 23:2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. That's the law. So long gone is the whole narrative about, we're out here standing for the rights and protecting the migrants that's over here. People are getting arrested without warrants. They out here carrying on with all this, with lies and propaganda. You got people over here with legal visas getting snatched up. You know, raiding graduations, churches, businesses. Remember, he said that the target was the criminals. Oh, we're going to get rid of all of the rapists and the murderers and the bad people and the gang members and all this. Why are you going after these hardworking people, man, that's over here still supporting and building up Babylon? They're the criminals. They're the ones. But see, that whole narrative gets lost when the little YNs is out here smashing windows and trying to raid jewelry stores and getting clothes and new Jordans and PS5s and looking for any old reason to turn up and act the fool. Remember when they was out there doing the mob meetups and smashing and grabbing in 7-Elevens and all that other. This is what happens, man. As they say, idleness is the devil's playground. The scriptures say that idleness teaches much wickedness. A lot of people don't have nothing to do but be on social media all day looking for the next thing to get into. Then they go in there, go get the smashing up and meleeing in the street, spray painting and acting a damn fool. And then when they get lumped upside the head, hey, look what they did. They hit him. What? These guys is out here throwing cinder blocks and rocks down at the police. I mean, you know, they turning up. They turning up. And the one thing that I would pray that comes out of this, man, is our Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters, man, wake up and they repent and they realize, like, what we've been telling them about Babylon, that they love so much. Now that they're feeling betrayed, but what happened to Latinos for Trump, huh? Where's that at? Oh, now they're all talking about, oh, we regret this. This isn't right. I didn't think he was going to do this. My cousin got deported. My grandma was on the list. Oh, really? Yeah. Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish. They have not known that they are Sodom's children. They have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. No, we know how to tear up some stuff, man. We know how to light some stuff on fire. We know how to run and parade in the streets. We know how to, destroy. But when it comes down to building, assembling, and righteousness, our people don't have no knowledge about that, man. They love to do the folly and the wickedness. Psalm 77 says in verse 14, Thou art the power that doeth wonders. Thou hast declared thy strength among the people. Thou hast with thine arm redeemed thy people. The only way our people are going to get liberated, going to get freedom is by the arm of the Most High. And that comes with repentance. That comes with turning away from our evil ways. That comes with laying off of and ceasing from the manners of evil that we learned from our oppressors and from our traditions. Family traditions, our cultural traditions that go against the laws of the Most High. The Most High was like, man, the only way you're going to get redeemed, man, you want I'm the way you're going to get up out of here. Not by marching, protesting, man, and running around here acting a fool. Because what ends up happening is you get led by some Judas goats. If you don't know what that is, look it up. A Judas goat, and you're gonna be led to destruction. So our people be thinking, "Oh yeah, turn up, we're out here, man. F Trump, F the king, we're out." And meanwhile, they don't even know they're being manipulated, they're being used. The Most High is going to be the one that does all this. Let's look at the history. Psalms 136:17. It says, To him which smote great kings, for his mercy endureth forever. What are they talking about? This is the Most High. This is all the accreditation that goes towards the Most High. He's the one who smote great kings. So when we're looking for the fall of Agent Orange and that wig that he got on, that head gets chopped, man, and that hair flip off, the Lord's going to be the one that does that, man. When Putin bows down and gets his head smoked, and the rest of these other kings, man, Netanyahu, not a Jew, the Lord's going to be the one that takes them all out. And slew famous kings. I mean, who's more famous than you're fired? You know his famous line. The Lord said, man, I'm going to be the one to take care of these things. And slew famous kings, for his mercy endure forever. Sihon, king of the Amorites, for his mercy endure forever. And Og, the king of Bashan, for his mercy endure forever, and gave their land for inheritance, for his mercy endure forever. So the Most High in previous histories took out the king of the Amorites and the king of Bashan and gave their land for inheritance for our people, right? That's what we're looking for. It ain't gonna come through no marching, striking, protesting, smashing windows, smashing and grabbing, acting a fool, burning up a car, throwing rocks at the police. You're not gonna get nowhere from that. We've seen this play out before, man, and we've seen our people get duped into thinking this is it. I said it in our song Blood Covenant. We think the solution is looting. Religion equals mind pollution. And that's what it is. Verse 22, even a heritage unto Israel his servant, for his mercy endureth forever, who remembered us in our lower state. So the Most High has not forgotten the position that we're in. He remembers us in our lower state. The downtrodden, the forgotten. Once we repent, the Lord said, man, I ain't forgot. I remember. His mercy endureth forever. And he hath redeemed us from our enemies. He's going to be the one that redeemed us from our enemies, man. It's not going to be no dang politician. It's not going to be no damn senator, governor, Maxine Waters. None of them is going to be out there. Auntie Maxine out here talking about everything's peaceful. I'm rolling all in the city. Meanwhile, I mean, you can't deny the video, Maxine. I mean, come on, honey. You already seen these cats is out here pelting the dang. They throwing rocks over the freeway overpass. Man, had them cops trapped. They was getting beat upside the head, and the cars were getting smashed. And Maxine said that didn't happen. I got video, man. Cats pulling out heat, man, shooting at them. So they trying to get that civil war jumping off. But the Lord said He's going to be the one that redeems us from our enemies, for His mercy endure forever. Let's look at this real quick. I need y'all to roll with me on this one. You got to be careful, right? You got to be careful. And sis put it right there, man. Pallets of bricks magically popping up. Yeah. Can you imagine? Bricks popping up, tear gas, military grade tear gas masks getting dropped off, flags being distributed out. Look, a secret CIA dossier exposes its playbook for hiring professional protesters to start violent riots. This is a CIA tactic. This is facts. This is from their documents. I'll show you the document in a minute. They are the ones who are involved with regime changes. They're the ones who do what? Problem, reaction, solution. You remember that? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So if you remember, you know what I'm talking about. When it's called problem, reaction, solution, there's a term that they use for those three things of action that have to take place. Throw it in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. We talked about it a gang of times. We find out if somebody's been listening and paying attention to me. Problem, reaction, solution. Now, I ain't say put a 7. I said put the term in there. Put a term in there that classifies an action that requires a problem, a reaction to that problem, and then a solution to that problem. The same power that created the whole scenario created a scenario that will involve those three principles. What is that called? My brother got it. Jason, there you go, man. There you go. At least one of y'all paying attention when I'm over here dropping some gems for y'all. At least one of y'all paying attention. All praises. Yeah, he got it. Hegelian dialectic. That's right. That's exactly what they're practicing. And the CIA is known for regime changes. This is why they're utilizing this, man. Because if you notice, when them protests hit last week, I haven't seen a president, a governor, a mayor push the panic button on getting military on the street so fast. Now, I was there in the 92 riots. It took them 3 days before they called the military in. And curfews and all that other stuff on the street. Within 48 hours or 24 hours, troops on the streets calling the National Guard is going down. And why did he get that approval so fast? Because, there's some heinous crimes going on. There's some people really agitating the crowd. People are really out there wilding out. This isn't a peaceful protest. The citizens of LA are in danger. We need to get the police out there. We need to get the military out there. So he's justified, right? So look at this. Damning classified document has been uncovered that reveals how the CIA plans out and set off riots to destabilize governments. So you got to create a destabilization of the government and the structure so that you can come in and say, our old way is not working. We need a new way to regulate how we're handling states and governmental issues. So break down the government structure so they can come back with a whole new one. So create the problem. Immigration is the problem. Well, what's the solution? Get some protesters out there, man. Turn up, man. Let your voices be heard. Oh, no, the reaction, Shalaki. The reaction is protest, turn up, act a fool. And then the solution is bring in the military, martial law, curfews, facial recognition, digital IDs, strip the governor and anybody else states' rights powers away. Everything falls under a governmental dictatorship. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, there you go. The Watch riots, the Detroit riots. Yeah, they're definitely calling in the military. I don't know how fast they called them in when the Watch riots took off, but it just seemed to me that that was hella fast. That immediately he had the National Guard on deck, a couple thousand, like waiting. Okay. So it says in a 92-page playbook written in 1983, officials mapped out how they would pay criminals and other agitators to ramp up anger among ethnic minorities and students with the goal of having them riot in the streets. Did you hear that? And you know how it is right now. Everybody needs a buck. Everybody's willing, you got cats out here, man, willing to sell both their butt cheeks, man, to get a little bit of change. They'll do something strange for some change, man. You see all these with cats on the internet, man, doing anything to go viral. They will harm themselves, kill themselves. There was just two cats in Vegas, two YouTube streamers in Vegas. I'm sure was running up their channel because they had some beef, and one of the cats, man, killed the other guy. I mean, what they say, unalived the other guy while the Jake was alive. This is a Southern Kingdom and a Northern Kingdom cat, man. Going at it. I guess they had some internet beef. Did y'all hear about that? Some internet beef that got serious when the Southern Kingdom cat was going live in Vegas, and the Northern Kingdom figured out where he was at, pulled up on him, shot him and his wife. All in the name of the internet. All wanting views, right? These guys is eating hot chips, the world's hottest chips and damn near killing themselves just to get some views. I mean, anything. So they're gonna take some money to say, oh, be an agitator, ramp up a crowd. All I gotta do is turn them up and incite some things. You gonna pay me? Cool. I'll take it. Here we go. Look at this. I've showed y'all this before. Crowdsondemand.com. Crowds on Demand is your home for impactful advocacy campaigns, demonstrations, PR stunts, crowds for hire, corporate events. Services are available nationwide. It's for free. I mean, it's for pay. Request a quote. Look at it. Protests, rallies, and advocacy. Crowds on Demand contest. Request a quote. Organize rallies and get media attention for your causes and candidates. Crowds on Demand. You understand? This is what's going on. Here goes the document right here. PSYOP operations. When was it declassified? Approved. Let me zoom in for you. Approved for release 12/27/2023. And you can see it, 92 pages. Obviously, we're not going to go through with it, but you can see all of the different categories in which they operated with these psychological operations and how they got people involved. Interaction with the populace through group dynamics. So they're utilizing different groups, different organizations. What are they doing now? They're utilizing the internet. They're utilizing different groups that they create, that they fund. Understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm still tripping up. Remember that Jake, man, brother Jay, that had the Not Give a F organization? When all of a sudden you see all them niggas out there with their damn AKs and masks on and was marching through the streets, and you seen some of them have fringes on. I was like, what the hell? And he was talking about, yeah, we're the children of Israel. And do y'all remember that guy? I think it's brother Jay. I think that was his name. If I'm wrong, somebody put his name in there if y'all remember. The NGAF, Not Give a F Foundation or something like that. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, never heard of this organization before in my life. And he had a couple hundred Jakes walking in these streets, man, vests on, all black, marching down the street, man. And this guy all of a sudden was talking about we the children of Israel. trying to make it look like this was an Israelite organization. Do y'all remember that? NGAF, I think it was that brother's name. I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. Sure, I know you know what I'm talking about. And I think he got locked up. They said he got locked up or something, making some threats. Was that the name of it? Yeah, not effing around coalition. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, here we go. I ain't gonna say the name, but y'all know. Black Nationalist Militia. I mean, where did they come from, man? No, nobody. I ain't never heard these cats before. But 2020, George Floyd drops down, man. Here they come. So they utilizing organizations. You know, that's just an example. Grandmaster J. Okay, yeah. Was that you, Jason? Let me find out. You Grandmaster J over there on the keyboard, man. Grandmaster J. Yeah, supposedly he got locked up for making some threats or something, shot a gun. Who knows, man? The dude done disappeared, man. He did his job. He's out of here. He probably worked for the CIA. You feel me? Like, look, armed propaganda as a constructive vehicle for garnering popular support. Emphasis on the Christian nature of the guerrilla movement. Oh, it's a peaceful nature. You know, we're out here peacefully protesting. You understand? Political awareness of guerrillas should be as acute as their capacity to fight. Prohibition against gratuitous violence. Now look at this. Use of agitators, including the hiring of professional criminals to manipulate mass meetings and assemblies, which can result in general violence. Oh, so they got no problem utilizing agent provocateurs, agitators, right? Creating a martyr for the cause. So don't be surprised if one of these Northern Kingdom cast man gets smoked during these protests tomorrow. Somebody gets arrested unjustly, a woman gets killed or something like that, and you follow? You said you saw them on the YouTube channel about a month. Oh, they got a YouTube channel. Well, listen, man. Like I said, these organizations pop up out of nowhere, man, and funded in the whole nine. You know, I'm saying, because he jumped out there talking about, we the children of Israel, and the Lord's telling us to deliver our people. I was like, what? Who are you, and when did you speak for the Israelites? Anyway, oh, they was on somebody else's YouTube channel. Okay, but look at the whole, the gaslighting that they do. It's all there, man. Creating a martyr for the cause. Like I said, they got about over 1,000 planned protests tomorrow. Don't be surprised if somebody becomes the next George Floyd. Somebody becomes the next Trayvon Martin. Dig what I'm saying? Remember, they was saying with them witches from BLM was say his name. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sis, he supposedly got locked up 7 years for pointing a gun. But you ain't seen heard nothing from him ever since, man. They probably sent him off. He done disappeared until it's time for him to pop up and be used again. And as you see, the organization definitely ain't frontlining like they was in 2020. As much as the hell's going on in these streets, you would think they'd be actively out there like that. I ain't seen it. I could be wrong. Ashar said he's seen him on somebody's YouTube channel. But when them brothers went over there and defended that city over there in Ohio, when them neo-Nazis was trying to come through, they didn't say they was from the NGAF, not that I recall. So, I'm just saying. Just know that the CIA, and I could be wrong, maybe the NGAF, they're legitimate. Oh, my bad, King. There's a sister that uses 22 in her name too. I was thinking that was you. I thought you was Sister Angel. My bad, King. Both of y'all got similar handles with the 22. I've just seen a 22. My bad, King. Um, Now, just know that this is all things that's going down, right? Agitators, uh, creating martyrs, selective use of violence for propaganda, implicit or explicit terror, right? They come up with the chants. Let me see here. Look at selection of appropriate slogans. Hell no, we won't go. Ungawa Black Power. Uh, you know, um, fight whatever they got going on, right? What are they saying? What was they saying during George Floyd? No justice, no peace. They come up with this stuff, man. The commanders of the guerrilla war select their slogans according to the circumstances for the purposes of mobilizing the masses in a broad range of activities and on the highest emotional level. They know Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, man, we are highly emotional people. We thrive off emotion, man. Our anger, our joy, our happiness, our envy, our strife, man. That's what motivates us, man. Just ask the gangs. See what gets them motivated. Everybody's emotionally attached to something. Our people is the worst. When the insurrection of the masses is being carried out, or covert cadres should make partial demands, initially demanding, for example, what? Oh, we want food. We want religious freedom. They come up with these things. We want labor union freedom. You understand what I'm saying? They come up with all this stuff. So y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. Anybody that wants this document, just let me know. I'll email it to you. You can do your own research on it. Point of the matter is, a lot of times this is stuff that's set up. I know when you see, look at this. I'm not gonna play the volume because it entails. You see, hold on. It entails something that YouTube might not agree with. Now, supposedly, he's popping out to do what? Democrat rioters are doing something. Let's see when they see you already. Hey man, subsequently, I like you. I like you. See, I know. I already had something ready to go. You in the spirit. You rolling with me. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go there in a minute. You know what I'm talking about? East German secret police, the Gestapo, the Stasi. Y'all don't know what we talking about. You're gonna see in a minute. But when you see stuff like that, these are the particular agitators, man, that they getting paid to get out there and turn up some stuff. See, and when they doing that, and then when one of these other Negroes is running around here and gets lumped upside the head or gets unalived by the police, and it's been said, we got shot at first. No, you didn't. That's a lie. No. Oh, well, the agitator's already gone. He's in the wind. His job is done. The martyr is now created, and now you're going to get Jake's turning up in the streets. Look at this.
Bionic face shields to protesters in LA, and the news caught it on camera. I zoomed in and found out this is the UVEX Bionic Shield. These are not cheap. They're around $45 to $65, and you can't just get them in bulk. But one place that sells them is Walmart. And why is that important? Because there's a new protest being promoted called No Kings on June 14th. And even celebrities like Chrissy Teigen are posting it. It's in magazines and newspapers. And guess who's behind this message?
You see, the propaganda is being used. Didn't they say they're going to use propaganda? You feel me? So, boom. Propaganda is being used. They got financial backing. The daughter of the Walmart heiress, she's funding them. George Soros, you know he's involved. All the characters is involved, man. They're handing out bionic shield masks to, withstand the tear gas and the bombs. And let me let her finish.
Christy Walton. That's right, one of the billionaire heiresses, a part of the Walmart family. Now, I don't know why they would be behind that protest against President Trump, but remember, just less than 3 weeks ago, President Trump tweeted about the whole tariff situation, saying Walmart should stop trying to blame tariffs as the reason for raising prices throughout the chain. Walmart made billions of dollars of last year, far more than expected. Between Walmart and China, they should, as is said, eat the tariffs and not charge valued customers anything. I'll be watching, and so will your customers. So, is it possible that maybe the Walmart family didn't like that and now they're finding ways to make their voices heard? Or is this just a big coincidence? As always, let me know what you think about all of this down below.
So, you see the possible conspiracy behind that, right? But we see and we know this is a fact of how they utilize protests in order for destabilizing governments, regime changes, and what better people to use than a highly emotional Negro Hispanic to go out there and do the dirty work once they get a little motivation. They just need a little cash and they love to follow the crowd and doing wickedness, man. Christ even told us, man, don't follow the dang crowd. He told us that in Matthew 7. We just seen that in the law says not to follow a multitude to do evil. And people might say, that ain't evil. We're out there protesting for freedom and justice, equality. And no, you're not. Half of y'all got your phones out looking to go viral. The other half is out here running around here looting and going crazy, standing on police cars, burning up every damn thing. Meanwhile, ain't nothing gonna come from it at all. Matthew 7:13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. So it ain't about where the crowd is going. Christ told us, don't do it. Look at this. Ice Barbie Christy Nome issues a chilling warning to LA protesters. She's the same one that wanted to do Hunger Games for citizenship. Remember that? She wanted to do a reality show, game show for people to get citizenship. Christy Nome issued an ominous warning to protesters in LA on Monday as tensions over immigration raids rolled into their fourth day. The Homeland Security Secretary praised immigration and customs enforcement agents as they faced off against a protester challenging Trump's administration's sweeping deportation agenda. We're coming in and doing what the president has said that he's going to do, she told Fox Hannity. The more that people conduct violence against law enforcement officers, boy, we're going to hit them back, and we're going to hit them back harder than we've ever before. Oh, see, these old demonic, man, white witches, man, loving to see bloodshed, man, loving to talk all this madness, man. Guaranteed, man, throw her in the ring with Shakisha from the Nickerson Gardens. Shakisha going to put them beats on her. Yeah, she talking hella stuff about, how much she going to go against the migrants. Talking to her, we're going to hit them hard. Right? Wicked as hell. Look at it. Latinas for Trump. Co-founder rips Trump immigration policies as unacceptable and inhumane. Oh, now the Latinas for Trump. Now she's talking about this is unacceptable and inhumane. Well, that's what happens when you get used, honey. Remember, the scriptures tell you, man, if he have need of thee, he's going to use thee and laugh at you when your calamities hit. Look at this. This is not what we voted for. I've always supported Trump through thick and thin. However, this is unacceptable and inhumane. Oh yeah, because what they deporting Cubans now. They going out to everybody. This undermines a sense of fairness and justice that the American people value, she wrote while expressing support for her fellow Miami Republican Maria Elvira Salazar. They just arrested a senator yesterday here in California. As he was running up to go speak to Christy Nome, and they tackled him down. Padilla, Senator Padilla, he got locked up, man. So it's going down. The divide is clear. The oppression is clear. The unfair treatment is clear. Look, Trump orders additional 2,000 National Guards to LA as riots continue. So just like brother subsequently said, this is equivalent to a modern day Stasi Gestapo. You said, what the hell is that? Yeah, well, go do your research. The secret police. The secret police of East Germany. These are the same ones who are going running around talking about, where's your papers? We want papers. Checking people's papers for citizenship. And you know who they were looking for? They were trying to weed out the small hats. They had spies, they had snitches, they had surveillance systems all lined up. They was trying, yeah. A lot of this sound familiar. Look at this. They were gaslighting before it was a thing. Stasi were prolific gaslighters in the 50s. Repression was brutal, physical torture. Early in the 70s, eager to be accepted in the international stage, the East German secret police had to get more subtle. The aim, the Zerstung, a repurposed military term meaning disintegration or corrosion, was to, quote, switch off any activist individuals and groups who might threaten the party. Oh, so if you're involved in anything that might threaten this party, the Republican Party, oh, there's a secret police that they're going to unleash. This is why you're seeing them running around here with masks on, not identifying who they are, unmarked cars, running down people in businesses, churches, schools, people's jobs, people driving to work, getting pulled over. Where's your papers? You follow? Police collected medical school and police records, interviews with neighbors, relatives, and any other evidence they could get, and would then customize a direct hit on the individual's mental health. If someone looked like he might challenge the Communist Party's legitimacy or control, the Stasi systematically destroyed his life. They used blackmail, social shame, threats and torture. Careers, reputations, relationships, and lives were exploited to destabilize and delegitimize the critic. So now you're seeing why there's such a rise in AI. I'm sure all of y'all seen the AI memes that they doing on Diddy, they doing them on Michael Jordan, they doing them on all kind of Trump. You see all the digital AI cartoons, and I mean, the stuff is looking real. Voice over technology, they got it all, man. And right now it's all fun and games, until they start really utilizing against oppositions of the party, oppositions of the beast system. And they start putting stuff out there, man, that's fake as who knows what, fake as a $3 bill. But the dumbed down community, man, they're gonna say, that was real. I saw it on video. Yeah, he was eating a baby. What? No, that was fake. No, I saw it. It was his voice. This is the new age. How they gonna do this? You understand what I'm saying? Look at this. They were almost everywhere. This is why you hear them running around and talking about, there's nowhere they're going to be able to hide. Immigrants out there running, we're going to find you. How do you think these people are popping up at graduations and popping up at people's jobs? You think they got some people on the payroll saying, you see something, say something? See, this was already part of the PSYOP that they was doing in 2020 when that thing was flying around here and everybody had on masks and everything else, and they were saying, if you see something, say something. Or if you're seeing an unlawful gathering, your neighbors are having a party, or they're supposed to be social distancing, nobody's got masks on, what? Call the police, get them out of here. And nervous neighbors were saying that they've got more than 10 people over there. I'm scared. They're not wearing masks. Police popping up, destroying, tearing down churches and all. And they've been telling people you can't have gatherings. Remember that? This is how we just got to seeing in the CIA. They're utilizing paid snitches and informants to gather intelligence and information. This is how they're doing those things. They kept a crazy amount of records. Interesting enough, Didn't Agent Orange just invest $500 billion into AI technology, two of which was Palantir and uh, why do I want to say Oculus, not Oculus? Um, Man, it's the sister on the damn Matrix. The I'm losing. If y'all remember the other company, it starts with a O, and I'm drawing a blank. Palantir and oh man, it was just the Oracle. Brother Jason, you with me? You and subsequently, man, y'all riding with me. I think you two and the Sharp might still be up. Everybody else might have been dozing off, man. They just listening to me right now. You know, they got heavy. The sandbags is flying, man. The Sandman that knocked some of them out. They may not be with us, man. But the four of us, man, we're gonna ride this thing out, man. Everybody else gonna wake up tomorrow and catch it and catch up where they left off. Sandman got them, but y'all are definitely paying attention. You definitely helping me out. Oracle, yes, these are AI technologies, man. That's specializing in. Oh, hold on. Tracking and tracing, facial recognition, the AI system, the B system is already being lined up to be able to create the records. This is why Agent Orange said no mask if you're going out there protesting. I need to see you. I need to see you. Oh, y'all talk to him, man. All right. Shout out to my peoples over there with BLW Prisons of Christ. All praise. And UZL said you got the slow phones. It's a little delay. It's all good. As long as y'all up riding, it's all good. Right? But you see here, how are they keeping records now? Palantir, Oracle, the AI technology, man, the B system. That's how they're going to lock everybody into this digital wonderland. They already got the real IDs rolling out, saying it's mandatory unless you want to, be hassled with your travels. And eventually that's going to be you can't enter a federal building. You can't get no ammo. You can't go anywhere domestically without having either a passport or your birth certificate. Imagine having to keep those on you 24/7. People are going to say, man, I ain't trying to do that, man. Just give me the real ID. Okay, cool. That's going to be the next thing that opens up to your next digital form of identification, was going to be your finances. Remember, they slowly, are laying this out on us. Remember back in the days when you used to get a physical check in your hand, you had to wait till the mail dropped, you couldn't get your check until the mail came. That's like 2000, 2001, 2. I didn't start getting direct deposit until it was early 2000s. I ain't gonna front like that. But that's the slow drip where the your bosses are saying, hey, we don't do physical checks no more. You gotta have a, direct deposit. And then what's all with the flip side? Yeah, you get all your check, man. You want a check, man. You got to go. You ain't got no bank account. You got to go to the check casher place. They're taking out a percentage out the check. Oh, 1% out your check every time you cash it. Don't you want all your money? Eventually, we all cave in. Man, just send it right through, man. Send it right through. Now they're going to say the same thing. You got your real ID. You're going to get your digital ID for your financial records. You're going to get remember, I showed y'all, man, the World Economic Forum, that WEF. Let me remind y'all about this thing. The digital ID. Remember this? This is all coming down the pipeline. Thanks to protests, thanks to, Jake's out here raising hell because they're going to say, hey, we got to destabilize the government, man. It's getting to be too much. We got to change how things operate. And Agent Orange is getting ready to take credit for it all. Troops on the streets, tanks on the streets. They're being able to make arrests, which at one point the military wasn't allowed to make arrests. Now they're allowed to arrest for immigration status. He already put out there and gave them full immunity when it comes down to matters of immigration. The cops can do whatever they want. Remember, he said, get creative, make up things. I want arrests ramped up. And why? It's all going to be justified because a scared white woman who's at home sipping wine and popping her anxiety pills is saying, I'm scared. The niggas in the spics is out there tearing up stuff. The wetbacks is taking over. Protect me, Donald J. Trump, please. And what's he gonna do? I got you. Give me full authority, and I'll do what it's gonna take to get everything in line. And they're gonna say, "You got it, boss. You got it." Then he can communicate. Okay, CIA, call off the dogs. It worked. We got it. Full control. So they can implement this. Look, healthcare. You're not gonna be able to do nothing. One-stop shop. Your healthcare, financial services, food sustainability. Oh, you need to go get some food? Yeah, you're gonna go get the dirty poop water that Bill Gates is over here trying to regenerate. You're gonna get GMO, this, that, and the third, the impossible meats and everything else. They're gonna regulate your calories. They're gonna tell you, oh, you had beef last month, you can't get it this month. When we're watching your people already got the smart watches on, counting your calories, watching your steps. The tech is already here. They're gonna track all of that stuff, and they're gonna be like, "Oh no, Mr. Johnson, you gained 5 pounds last month. We're going to have to cut down your rations. You cannot have what your card won't work when you go buy the third. You must get something healthy. Go get the GMO crops that we got for you, and pick up a poop burger while you're at it, since you're so hungry." That's how it's going down. Travel and mobility, humanitarian response, e-commerce. Oh, you got some days, man, I ain't taking the mark. I'm gonna go ahead on and I'm gonna order online. Bro, you're not ordering jack squat online until you get this ID back, because they ain't got to poke you with nothing. That's the deception. That's how the devil operates, man. He's gonna ease you in to where you think I'm not in the system, but I ain't take that. Okay. You won't be able to operate a business. See, when everything goes digital, everything AI, robots, everything else, the physical labor force is all jacked up. There's gonna be a scarcity on that. You see now everybody's already trying to, hustle online. That becomes the new side hustle. From everybody and their mama doing podcasts to selling who knows what, everything from t-shirts to cologne to oils to cigarettes, weed, everything is online now. And sooner or later, you won't be able to operate online and do no business unless you're in this trap. Social platforms. Oh, this is my channel. This is my page. No, it's not. You renting digital space. And when they're ready to seize it, you see what happened in 2020, 2019, 2021, 2022, when you don't play by the rules and you break community guidelines. Believe me, I know. We ain't lost 2 channels in the last 3 years. All over that situation. So they're gonna ramp up and take all of this stuff when it's all said and done. E-government, telecommunications, smart cities, all this other stuff, man. QR code based, yeah. Access to Wi-Fi. They're gonna make it mandatory that you have Wi-Fi on at all times so they can track and trace you, man. It's all going down, and the fact that they're utilizing these protests to amplify the reasoning that you get it. We gotta have it. Look what's going on in LA. Look what's happening in Chicago, Atlanta. What's happening in Memphis, New York. You understand what I'm saying? Like, once he gets all them things done, let me chop down some of these. People are going to be begging for change. They're going to welcome it. Right? Now, so the National Guard's been let loose. They just had a Supreme Court block it and said, no, you can't do it. And guess what? They flipped it and went right back and said, no, he actually can do it. So, even that, remember, the Supreme Court been jumping up, trying to stop everything that Trump does, from the tariffs to you know what. They've been out there jumping out there, trying to stop him. They stopped it for one day, and then they reversed it and said, no, Military can be on the streets, man. He's got it. Look at this. Trump declares dubious emergencies to amass power. Scholars are saying this is what I've been saying. I found this article. I'm like, oh, the scholars are saying this. I guess I'm a scholar now. Yeah, he's declaring these emergencies to get more power. These jakes run around here talking about no King's Day. The fact that you're doing that is going to create a king. People are going to beg for these particular, when these emergencies go down, when they got blackouts, somebody hits a power line and the people's power's off for days on end, when the grocery stores is getting looted and raided and you can't go to the grocery store for a week and you ain't got food in the house. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, well, we're going to have to lay down a national emergency. Let's see if tomorrow was all hype or if they're actually going to have some wind-up dolls in there, man, and some provocateurs that are going to get some stuff cracking tomorrow. I'm interested to see him. Look, in disputes over protest, deportation, and the terrorists, the president has invoked statutes that may not provide him with the authority he claims. Look at this. He's declaring utterly bogus emergencies for the sake of trying to expand his power, undermine the Constitution, and destroy civil liberties, says Ilya Samin, a libertarian professor at Antonin Scalia Law School, who represents a wine importer and other businesses challenging some of Trump's tariffs. So, people are seeing through the murky waters of the swamp and smell the bullish a mile away. When he's opening up Alcatraz, why? You need more prisoners. You need a new camp. You need camps for people. Oh, okay. He's already weeding out and trying to see who we can throw over there in Guantanamo Bay. That's supposed to be for terrorists, not for a hardworking, Latino woman, man, who, visa might be up in the next 2 weeks, and they like, don't even waste your time. You should have got that done 3 weeks ago or a year ago. You're out of here. You understand what I'm saying? This is the folly that he's up to. Look, ICE prepares a full assault on 5 Democrat cities as LA goes into lockdown amid immigration riots. So they're already planning to go hit 5 more cities going heavy. New York, Seattle, Chicago, Philly, North Virginia. And look, these damn devils, man, they out here lying, talking about, oh, we got warrants for these arrests. This is legitimate. Look at this guy. Tom Homan reveals what ICE found in LA crackdown. So remember last week downtown, the whole ICE raid was supposed to be about them, raiding I think it was a garment district business where they said they was hiding illegals in there, right? This is an interview with Dr. Phil, went down a couple days ago. I just clipped a little bit of it, but I'm gonna play it. Y'all watch it.
And the evidence suggests that this is a cartel-related business here in the United States, that this money, the $80 million that they are suspected of undervaluing, the double-digit millions in tariffs that they are suspected and will be charged with.
Now this is a bogus interview because Dr. Phil is leading him with these questions. This is all pre-scripted interview. This is when you talk about interview, this is all pre-scripted. He says, now and you see him waiting for him to finish so he can give his answer. But did you hear Dr. Phil? He said, oh, this business was cartel related. So now they're claiming that this was actually a criminal raid. This wasn't an immigration raid. This is a criminal raid against a cartel. What was everybody turning up for? They had a warrant huh? Oh, let me go.
$1 million that they are suspected of undervaluing, the double-digit millions in tariffs that they are suspected and will be charged with violations on, income tax evasion. You believe that all of that is
you believe, not you found, you got facts, you got it. This is what you believe is going on?
benefiting an illegal cartel, a cartel in Mexico or Colombia. Do you know which cartel?
No, it's a larger.
You hear? No. This is a large, and now he's about to go make us some BS. So you see, I put out there, ICE raised about drug cartels. Oh, really? I mean, you can't make this foolishness up. Let me let it. He said no. After Dr. Phil just said all of that foolishness, he doubled back and said no. I don't believe that.
It's a large
illegal cartel, a cartel in Mexico or Colombia. Do you know which cartel?
No, it's a larger investigation, and this company is one of many that we're searching and gathering evidence on the fact that much of the money in this.
I apologize for the small picture. I didn't realize it was gonna come out that small, but hopefully y'all can see it. You got it.
Industry is laundered to Colombia and Mexico in support of cartel activities. We also got tax evasion, and we also got customs fraud. And ICE, big part of ICE responsibility.
So he said it's about tax evasion, but did you see any IRS agents involved over there? IRS agents are warranted to go make raids when it comes down to tax evasion on businesses. They can get up. Were they there? I didn't see nobody down there. This is all masked up, unmarked card raids being done by Gestapo 2025 Gestapo thugs working at the hands of the so-called white man Tom Homan, backed by Agent Orange. Now, at first he said it's cartel stuff, and he said, "Oh no, but we're watching several businesses, but it ain't cartel, but it's tax evasion, and then it's customs." Yeah, this is wild.
Our customs laws, customs enforcement. So this is one business out of many we're looking at. So it's a part of a bigger investigation, and as we gather more evidence, then we'll decide what we want to criminally prosecute, specifically for.
Now, in front of.
Now you say, hey, once we figure out what we're going to do, then we'll decide what we're going to criminally prosecute them for. We got a few things on the table. You understand? We will figure it out. And remember, where's the article at? I'll get to it in a minute. But remember, I clipped it, but y'all know, last week Trump said, hey, get creative. I want you to turn it up to 11. I want more arrests. I want it going down. So here they are making up stuff. It's cartel related. Well, no. I mean, with several businesses we're paying attention to, I believe, but but it's also tax evasion, and it's customs. Yeah, the ICE is about customs. So they're there, and then once we gather the intelligence, we'll decide on what we're going to prosecute them with. But until then, we rounding these damn wetbacks up, man. We're gonna ship their butts up out of here. Trump to ramp up transfers to Guantanamo, including citizens of allies. Oh. The Trump administration is preparing to begin the transfer of potentially thousands of foreigners who are in the United States illegally to the U.S. military base in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, starting as early as this week. Look at this. They include hundreds from friendly European nations. This is why the 10 horns are going to hate the whore. Britain, Italy, France, Germany, Ireland, Belgium, the Netherlands, Lithuania, Poland. Many of those nations are part of the first 10 conglomerate nations of NATO and the EU when it was founded, of the 10 horns. Yeah, look it up. Right? They also had Poland, Turkey, and the Ukraine, but also other parts of the world, including many from Haiti. Officials said the plans with the Washington Post, including some documents on the condition of anonymity because the matter is considered highly sensitive. So this is where the Stasi unit comes in, the secret police. They rounding up even their own dang people, locking their butts up because they're from NATO allied countries. And guess what? They're going to turn against America. They're going to hate the whore. Thus saith the Lord. So that makes sense. Let's continue. Immigration raids continue. ICE protests spread coast to coast, right? So this is what they're expecting to go down tomorrow with this No King's Day. Marines are on the streets of LA bringing peril and questions. Yeah, that's all you need is troops on the streets. And Trump said they're not going nowhere until, this matter is resolved. And you just seen Tom Homan say, we got many other businesses that we're looking at. So there's going to be troops on the streets here in LA and throughout the country for a while. Welcome to the new age. Gestapo, Stasi, secret police, that means here. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. When Trump threatened Musk with serious consequences to be donated to the Democrats, and Elon starts begging for forgiveness immediately. There you go. He regrets some social media posts. Here he is making threats about anybody that protests during the military parade, because he's getting ready to be paraded around like the new Kim Jong-un. When you hear about him spending 40 some odd $1 million on this parade, military parade, to show off the missiles and the bomb, what other countries do that? China, North Korea, you understand what I'm saying? Russia, and we all, and the American media goes out there and points fingers at them and saying, this communist, this Democrat, this dictator is over here flashing his guns and showing his force. And here he is doing the same thing. 40 some odd million. He said, oh, this is money from private donors. It's not coming out the pockets of taxpayers. And even I paid a lot of money towards this. So everybody can start worrying about where the money come from. Show me the damn receipts, man. Quit lying. Talking about he paid for it out of his own pocket and some of his other, financial donors and people with deep pockets. They all want to see him be paraded around, showing off the military force. You believe that there's people willing to donate millions of dollars so they can do that? What are they getting out the deal, man? Esau, man, these rich billionaires, they don't do nothing unless they're getting something out the deal too. So again, if they did donate, it's because they're getting something back. But this is the same day. Multiple protesters out there. The one place that they said they don't have a planned protest is in DC. So maybe it's because of this threat right here, or because nobody's there, maybe something will go down somewhere else. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna be focusing in, or all the little patriots gonna be paying attention to what's going on in DC, which might open up the doors for a sleeper cell or something to jump off, within some of these other rights. Who knows? But that's why the Lord said, be not ignorant of any matter, small or great. So we pay attention to everything. Look at this. If there's any protester that wants to come out, they will be met with very big force. It sounds like a damn 6-year-old. We're going to meet you with very big force if you don't. What? Who talks like that, man? I haven't even heard about a protest, but this is people that hate our country, but they will be met with very heavy force. Okay. I don't need to repeat that. But he's out here laying down veiled threats to anybody that utilizes or stands by the First Amendment. Doesn't the First Amendment say you have the freedom to assemble? And he says that that's hate for the country. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. What's the First Amendment? First Amendment of the United States prevents Congress from making laws respecting an establishment of religion, prohibiting the free exercise of religion, or abridging the freedom of speech, the freedom of press, the freedom of what? Assembly, or the right to petition the government for redress of grievances. Now he's saying that is hatred of the country. So he's supposed to be standing on the First Amendment. Meanwhile, he's telling any individual that protests against the government, anybody that petitions the government, has a freedom to assemble to petition against the government, freedom of speech to petition against the government. Oh, you hate our country and you're going to be met with heavy force. Think about that. Think about where this cat is going with it, man. Let's continue. Look, U.S. immigration officers are ordered to arrest more people even without warrants. And you got these goofy demon patriot Edomites running around here talking about what are they talking about? They had warrants for all of these arrests. These ignorant Mexicans and blacks out there for protesting. This is a legal warrant. That they what? You just seen Tom Homan say, uh, uh, no, this isn't cartel related, but we're watching this for money laundering. We're looking for customs of tax evade Elmer Fudd in it, talking about what it is and what it isn't, and he's already given them immunity to do what they want. Now people are getting arrested without warrants. That's Stasi activity, Gestapo activity. ICE officers are told to what? Get creative with arrests. You see, that's why Tom Homan said, hey, we're just going to throw something against the wall. Hopefully something sticks. Good luck in trying to get them out of customs jail or wherever the hell they putting them. I mean, go ask the 10 tribe cat, man, that they locked up from Virginia. They sent him over there to El Salvador, gave him hell for some months. They just let him out, and now they're charging him with trafficking anyway. They let him out so he can get prosecuted over here. What started off as a immigration arrest. Now they inflicted and said, well, yeah, you might not have been illegal, but you was trafficking some illegals anyway. We're gonna lock your butt up anyway. I mean, that's just like he did with Larry Hoover. Oh yeah, I'm gonna commute his federal sentence. Meanwhile, he still got 200 plus years of state time. Niggas out here, Larry Hoover's free the OG. What? Larry Hoover's still locked up state time. And the man's gonna die in jail, man, unless the Most High has some sort of mercy on him. But on the surface level, it sounded good. Oh, Trump pardoned Larry Hoover. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. 7 abominations in his heart, man. What's weird? Look, Trump will target U.S. employers in the next phase of immigration crackdown, Homan says. So now they want your employers to snitch on you. Remember the Stasi, they're utilizing snitches and informants. Hold on. Let's look real quick. Secret police. They just had it. See what they show here. The Stasi, or Ministry for State Security, was a secret police of East Germany from 1950 to 1990, known for its extensive surveillance and repression of dissent. It operated through a vast network of what? Informants. Vast network of informants, and was responsible for monitoring citizens. Oh, Palantir, Oracle, illegal wiretaps. You understand what I'm saying? Network of informants, man. That's why you gotta be careful, even who you dealing with this damn Israelite community. I love my peoples, man, but this community is becoming toxic and nasty, man. You gotta watch who you dealing with. Don't have some Northern Kingdom cats in your camp, man. That's undocumented. Somebody might be in there saying, how much are they paying? Shit, I'm gonna tell them, man. I don't like Northern Kingdom anyway. Give me the money. You understand what I'm saying? Look, they tell them the jobs now. We're gonna shut you down unless you come clean about who you got over there. Imprisoning opposition members and conducting espionage activities. That's how they getting down. So they tell them the jobs, employers, you're next. So they about to start raiding people's jobs, man. And boss is gonna have to give up the beans. Hey, Jose, Maria, it was nice working with you, but you ain't gonna shut down my business. Take them away. Matter of fact, I'm calling ahead of time. Look, church leaders shaking after a man was detained in their parking lot. They raiding churches. Feel me? Like this is out of control. But look at this. This is how you know you can't trust this devil, man. Look what he said. Trump vows changes the immigration crackdown to protect migrant farmers and hotel workers. You know, Sirach 13 says if he have need of thee, he'll use thee. Right? Because there was one report I remember seeing. I think they said that one farmer, man, I think that dude lost 70% of his workforce. So he knows, oh, ain't nobody going out there to pick the fruits, the vegetables, till the land. Ain't nobody getting out there in the fields. So he's like, oops, we might have to consider, you know, some concessions for them. Let you hear what he said. Let's see.
Our farmers are being hurt badly by, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years.
Now I hear what he's saying. This the fork-tongued nature of this damn serpent, man. Now they're hard workers. And he says they're not citizens. So you know that they're just here trying to make a better way, trying to escaping third world conditions, cartel violence, escaping, poverty and so forth and so on. Get over here, man, doing the jobs that you won't take, your people won't take. Hell, Southern Kingdom ain't taking. And now all of a sudden, 20 years they've been out here. Those are good slaves over there, man. Leave them alone. We need them. Hotels, well, hey, don't he got Trump Towers and all that? He knows who runs his thing. I showed y'all the article a couple weeks ago about him having a damn undocumented sister working for him at his golf course, cleaning his toilets and making his bed. He wants the house niggas. He wants those, and he wants some field niggas too. This guy's a damn hypocrite. Wicked as hell. Yeah, you see who's out there in the fields? Curse out that being the city, curse out that being the field. That's our people.
Our farmers are being hurt badly by, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great. And we're going to have to do something about that. We can't take farmers and take all their people and send them back because they don't have maybe what they're supposed to have, maybe not.
Because they don't have maybe what they're supposed to have, maybe not. I mean, yeah. He could have ran his campaign off of that right there and said, hey, you got some people over here, man, 20 years, they hardworking, man, they solid citizens, they helped America, they helping the farmers, they doing the great jobs that people ain't gonna take, man. We got to find out what we're gonna do with them. But there are people over here who's tripping, acting a damn fool. I got to weed them out and get them up out of here. He could have ran off of that. But no, he said they all coming from whole countries and they all got to go. And if you're over here illegally, you're a criminal, you're a rapist, you're murderers. I'm getting rid of all of you. Now all of a sudden it's, when the farms is hurting, when you realize this economy might crumble under your watch, now it's, we got to make some changes. Well, you know the deal. When he speak of fair, believe it or not, man. You think he's gonna make some changes? Y'all think he's gonna take it easy now? You just heard Tom Homan say we've got more spots we're watching. We're getting ready to hit New York, North Virginia. We're getting ready to hit Chicago. We're out there hitting jobs. There's no sign of him scaling back. Come on. ICE agents chased after farm workers as they flee fields during latest raid in Ventura County. Hello? He just said we gotta calm down. ICE agents chasing them in the damn fields. I mean, this is unbelievable, man. They was chasing them down up at a factory at I think it was a food plant for sure in Nebraska. Raided that spot, man. Locking up 10 tribes, man. They was over there standing in front of the cars, and the ICE agents was jumping out with the dang mask on and pushing women out the way and trying to run them over there. I mean, did y'all see that? I mean, they're all over the place. All over the place. And look who's trying to jockey for his hit. Mark my words. This is Governor Gruesome. This is his opportunity to rise up for the Democratic position as president in 2028. He's going to utilize everything that's going on here And you see Karen Bass, she was riding behind them for a minute, talking about, oh, these are peaceful protests. People's out here handling their business, and this ain't right. And troops on the streets, and she backed down, and she got the curfew jumping off. So nobody can be downtown from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. or something like that. I think it's 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Excuse me. Downtown's supposed to have a curfew in particular areas of the city. But Governor Newsom is going to utilize this to platform himself to be a presidential candidate. And if he gets in, it's even more downhill. If you live in California, you know this dude done ran this thing into the dirt and made it damn near impossible to live over here unless you got 2 incomes, 3 incomes, or side hustles galore, or you finessing the system. Other than that, man, it's damn near unlivable out here. Forget we ain't even talking about the mass amount of wickedness and temptations and everything else going on over here. If he gets in, he's just gonna pick up where Agent Orange left off and gonna continue to collapse with America. But he's definitely jockeying for this position. He's out here talking about, he's standing on talking about Trump and his immigration policies and all that. They threatening to lock him up. He's talking about, well, come on and bring it on, tough guy. What are you waiting on? It, all these damn theatrics, man. All these theatrics, acting like he's turned up, and he's the only guy standing up to Trump. So he's gonna platform this. He's gonna utilize this propaganda to get his presidential campaign going. Mark my word, you heard it here. Newsom tells the nation that Trump is destroying American democracy. Oh, so he's going to be one that saves it. He's a Superman, right? Governor Gavin Newsom of California called on Americans to stand up to President Trump in a nationally televised address. So now he gets national televised address. When did you ever get a California governor given a national platform to speak to everybody? Unless he's getting set up to be the next presidential candidate. Who else do they have? You gonna roll out Kamala again? That ain't going down. Who else? Who else for governor? Who else for Democratic candidate? Telling you, this guy's gonna pop out, and he's utilizing this. And they're already giving him a platform. They're already creating a little strife. They're giving him. He's utilizing these damn riots too, and these protests too, to platform himself up. And Jake and Lee realized they're being used. Look, Trump is pushing allies away and closer into each other's arms. Yeah, see, that's prophecy. The nation's gonna come against them. They're gonna hate America, and they're gonna light this place up. That's prophecy. So Trump is pushing away the allies. He's jumping over there, getting that. You seen him locking up all of the European nations into Guantanamo. So this is all prophetic. It's all prophetic. Anti-immigrant rioting stretches into second night in Northern Ireland. Even in Ireland, they've got riots jumping off, and this was over some. I believe they said it was something about some sexual misconduct that supposedly happened at the hands of a migrant. And the Edomites over there in Ireland is wilding out, and it's anti-immigrant protests. Over here, it's immigrant protests. Over there, they want them up out of there. So something went down over there. Alleged sexual assault on a teenage girl over there in Northern Ireland by a migrant, and they riding over there, man. So Second Ezra 9 is coming live in effect. Earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world know that it's a time that the Lord is going to visit the land that He made. Roughly paraphrasing that in Second Ezra 9 and 2 and 3. So we're seeing everything getting turned up, man. I mean, the flames of hell is getting turned up for real. Predator drones in the air. Overwatch. Predator drone overwatch in LA sparks outrage as Trump testing martial law tactics in Blue America. Oh, see that? Reaper drones being shown and flying around in the cities, man. I mean, when you see movies like Minority Report, when the drones is flying all around, the damn little bots is coming in, checking your iris scans, the ID you and facial recognition in the airports and in the train stations, drones in the sky. I mean, what better way than to utilize these particular tactics? I mean, hell, you got over 1,000 protests over there. How you gonna keep track? How you gonna monitor everything? How you gonna film everything? Oh, those the drones in the sky. Let's try it out. Who's gonna say we can't? I mean, how else are we supposed to contain this stuff? And then people gonna say, "Yeah, you're right. Go ahead." Until that becomes a norm and that becomes a law. Oh, martial law. No pun intended. Couple more. We're gonna get up out of here. We already know Marines is in the streets, man. Right. And what? They've been given authority to detain civilians. Remember, normally the military can make arrests of American citizens. Now they've been given that right. So laws are changing. Things are going down, man. I'm gonna leave y'all with this one right here. Look, grocery wholesaler shuts down systems after a cyber attack impacting Whole Foods. Remember last week Whole Foods had an issue with the ground beef they were selling. They had to do a recall. Now the food supply is getting attacked with there's a cyber attack on the food supply over there. You can see the empty shelves already kicking in. So they're worried about supplies going down at your neighborhood health store. Another attack on the food supply system that's only going to make it more appeasing for them to say, well, don't worry, the FDA's approved a whole new system of food. Clone meat, Franken foods with the GMO, we got it all for you. And you can digitally buy it now. You understand what I'm saying? So they're attacking everything. People running to the Whole Foods thinking that's the healthiest place. I'm going over here. Whole Foods have been caught fraudulently, labeling things organic and all the other stuff since like 2015. Repacking, relabeling stuff. They got busted like 10 years ago, 9 years ago doing that. Now they're getting attacked with the cyber attacks. Notice that this is also one of the places that's got the hand scans to pay for your food. You scan your credit card, you put your palm print down, it scans your palm print, attaches it to your debit or credit card, and now you just go to the self-checkout, or you go to the checkout store, you put your palm on the thing, it reads and says, oh, this fingerprint links to this Visa, debit card, pay for your food, you're up out of there. So the B system is already going down in Whole Foods. I mean, it's all here, man. It's all here. But know that, they had the recall on the beef last week. Now they got the cyber attacks disrupting the shelving stocks and the food supplies going in over there. I've seen the damn robots going up and down the aisles, checking the inventory of beef. It's over with, man. It is over with, Jack. Another one in the books, man. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, while I was shy, man. I know it was a long one today, marathon, but hey, I'm catching up with everybody. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, man. Prayerfully, y'all have a blessed evening. Catch up with y'all, Lord willing, in the near future tomorrow. Close the Shabbat class 4:15. MOTC will be in the house, man. Tap in with us. Always remember, before I type up out of here, man, you know what time it is, man. Always remember, fear the Most High, keep the commandments. Don't shoot the messenger, man. Keep your eyes peeled, man. Tomorrow, no King's Day, all these protests, man. Y'all be safe out there, man. If y'all gonna be moving around doing what you got to do in these particular areas and these zones, know that the police is gonna be out kind of heavy. They're already paranoid. They're already pushing the issue that, something's gonna go down. Be prepared. Who knows? This is the perfect time for a little false flag. This is the perfect time for some agent provocateur to do something, to stir up something. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, don't be surprised if a new martyr is made from these protests to continue on with the motivation for the protests and for the factors of why we need to keep fighting this immigration. Because, hey, Maria Gonzalez, man, she got, a rubber bullet to the head and she's in a coma now because the cops then shot her for no reason. and you know how the scenario goes. And lastly, don't be surprised if it's a big nothing burger. And you know, they got everything under control, which I doubt. Out of all these protests they got going down, I think it's like 1,000. Let me see. Let me see real quick. No, I said I'm signing off. June 14th, No King's Day. They just saying that they say protests in more than 2,000 cities and towns. Hold on. The slew of groups involved in organizing the protest plan in more than 2,000 cities and towns will not be setting up no King's demonstration in D.C. Okay, yeah. So yeah, they're saying 2,000. 2,000 protests scheduled tomorrow. So uproars of the peoples is definitely gonna play out tomorrow, man. Let's see what happens. All right, y'all be safe out there, man. Have a blessed evening. See y'all, Lord willing, in the very near future. Always remember, fear the Most High, keep the commandments, don't shoot the messenger. Shalom.